number 2, correct, with the Montgomery Biscuits for you, and how's everything in Alabama these days?
Everything's great. Yeah, we're flying through season number 2. We have 25 games left this season. Just finished at the All-Star break. Montgomery held the All-Star game for the second time in its history, so that was a lot of fun. A lot of big-name prospects coming through town.
How many work days in a row for you?
38 in a row. So nice little break up here in York. Leave baseball to come and watch some more baseball. Can't get enough.
Yeah, this is like vacation for you to come watch more baseball. But, what were the festivities like? And I know you obviously had a huge role in pulling that event together. But give us a little snapshot of the events in Montgomery and everything that took place.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. The All-Star break was June 22nd and June 23rd. We started with an event called The Social. You know, people in the South, they like their parties. So we brought all of our All-Stars out, introduced them to the community, had a nice little autograph session sponsored by Coca-Cola, and had a great time. Lots of festivities and music and things for the kids to do. And then Tuesday, brought all the All-Stars back. We had a nice little luncheon for them. Jimmy Williams spoke. And that night we held the home run derby and then the game. So it was a lot of fun.
Now, you sent me a photo, did you not, that there was rain on the night of this thing?
Yes.
All that preparation, but did it still go through okay?
Still went through great. The North Division 1, that's the division that the Montgomery Biscuits are in now that Huntsville has moved to Biloxi. And we won 9-0, so nice little win for our coaching staff, and saw some good prospects coming through.
A former co-worker of yours here in York, Andrew Ball, is with the Rays in Tampa. Do you ever get any scouting reports or give him any on the Double-A guys that are coming up?
Not yet. But we did have the opportunity to host their president of baseball operations, Matt Silverman, in town for a couple days this last homestand. And the Rays have some good prospects. They're playing well. First season with a new manager and a lot of changeover this offseason. So it's nice to see, what they're doing down there in Tampa.
We have some former Biscuits that have played in York. Chris Nowak seems to pop up in your publications from time to time with pictures from years past. And Matt Neal, who's in our starting rotation now, he was in Montgomery last season as well. So there's a little bit of a connection. It seems like a little bit of a pipeline between the South and here in York.
Yeah, definitely. It's fun to see some of those guys that play for the Biscuits and come up here to York a little bit later on. Even when Montgomery held the All-Star game back in 2006, some pretty notable names. Eric Patterson played in that All-Star game. Chris Walker played in that All-Star game. So it's a lot of fun to see the path that these guys travel.
Talking with Stacey Wilkinson, who's back in town visiting us, and how are the Biscuits doing this season? How's the actual regular season for the home team going?
It's going well. We've had a lot of player movement as a lot of the pitchers on the Rays have been hurt. Finished the first half of the season 34-34, so right there, the 500 mark. But got the season started. Started the first half by winning 4 out of 5 against first half champs, the Chattanooga Lookouts. And just rolling on. They're in Pensacola this weekend.
And Shannon Wilkerson is now a member of the Lookouts, so it might be Wilkinson against Wilkerson when you guys face off.
Yeah, that's a possibility. That would be a lot of fun. I'll have to introduce myself.
Marketing director versus center fielder. How's the heat down there these days?
It's hot. Temperatures have been in the hundreds, so it's nice to come up here and not have the humidity. It's been a nice treat for July.
What did you think when you walked back into Santander Stadium, and what has struck you about seeing your old home here these last couple of days?
It's been a lot of fun. I've always said that Santander Stadium reminds me a lot of Riverwalk Stadium in Montgomery. The stadiums are very similar. The layout is the same, and you guys have done a lot this year. The ribbon boards and the outfield look great. you have some good talent in your graphics and your animation department. And so that's been fun to see, the new ad wall with the lights. And I'm looking forward to Ag and Farm Night tonight. It was always one of my favorites. Watch the players square off in their cow milking contest. I know they always fight for the spot of who gets to milk the cow, so I'll be interested to see who you guys have out there tonight. Assuming that it's Rommie Lewis again, is your money on the General Rommel? I think so. It's gonna be hard to beat him. Yeah. So we'll see what happens tonight, but my money's on Rommie. Okay, that's a huge moment in his career, I'm sure. Yeah. So yeah. Well, Stacey, it's great catching up with you. Always great to have you back on the show as well. You many a time have joined us on pregame to promote Revs promotions when you were in this role. And do you have anything since you're here? Is there anything in Montgomery that you're looking forward to now that the All-Star game is in the rearview mirror? Anything that you're most excited about coming up? We do have our Star Wars night coming up, which I know is always a big night up here. So it's been fun to take some of the ideas that we've done in York and transfer them to Montgomery. So we're looking forward to that, and hopefully we'll make the playoffs moving forward, and we'll see what happens. But we're looking forward to a good second half. Well, very good. Best of luck to the Biscuits, and don't be a stranger up here. It's always great to have you visit. Thanks, Daryl. It's been a lot of fun. All right. Stacey Wilkinson, former Revs marketing director. She is visiting now with the Montgomery Biscuits, of course. She joins us on tonight's pregame. We'll check in with Mace on the Broadway Transmission Managers Report up next.
Remember when the goal was to see how fast you could run home from school, play 99 straight innings of wiffle ball, or jump up onto anything? At WellSpan Health, we think making time to play is still a great goal. Being healthy is how you get there. And just in case your grown-up body can't keep up with your inner child, WellSpan Orthopedics walk-in injury care is there to help with a team specially trained in treating sprains, strains, and broken bones. If you have a WellSpan primary care physician, your visit is added to your electronic health record so your doctor may coordinate any follow-up care. You never need an appointment. And both our Apple Hill location in York and our new Hanover Orthopedics location are open evenings and weekends. You can get all the details about orthopedic walk-in injury care at wellspan.org/injury. At WellSpan Health, it's our goal to help you get healthy and stay healthy, no matter how old you are or how young you feel.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse. For the latest on your York Revolution and tonight's matchup, it's the Broadway Transmission Managers Report. Now, here's Atlantic League Manager of the Year, Mark Nason.
Oh, Mace, rough one for the bullpen last night. And how do you look at that from a general sense? I mean, Paredes has been good. Pena, I know, is a guy that you would go to in that situation and trust him. And with Miller, it's his first outing, just getting out there. So I know it was a rough night, but generally speaking, how do you look at those last three innings?
Well, I thought Eddie threw the ball well. The home run, we were up by 3 at that time, and I think he fell behind on the hitter, so he tried to go after him with a fastball, and the guy got it for a homer. But then after that, he was really good. Getting out there left-handed hitters or the guys that don't hit left-handers well. So I thought he did really well. And then, Tony, he gets the first guy out. He was 2-0, got a ground ball to Patterson. Then a walk, probably some borderline pitches in the walk, but then a walk. And then the home run when I think we were like 1-2 in the count or whatever it was. So, so I mean, it's just one of those things. You don't expect those guys, especially Tony, because he throws a lot of balls down in the zone, and we haven't seen him throw anything up in the zone since he's been here. And last night he had a couple pitches that got up, and to their credit, I mean, they could just as easily pop them up or roll them over, but they hit home runs last night, and that's just kind of the way it went.
Well, to start the game, Matt Neal, what were your thoughts on the job he did?
Well, I mean, obviously it was a little shaky at the beginning, 2 runs in the first inning, but I thought he settled in after that, and he did a pretty good job in the, 2 through 4. Then the 5th inning, we had a pitch out of another jam. I think there was 2nd and 3rd, and the pitch count was getting up there, and obviously coming off of a break, we have a lot of guys that need to pitch. So, I really wasn't going to hesitate at that point to go to the bullpen and just, try to take care of the game from there with the thought that we would continue to add on, that we could add on some runs too. So, you try to manage the game from that point, that if you don't score any additional runs, how you would run your bullpen out through the ninth inning. And obviously we're a little bit shorthanded, or we were yesterday. We had a couple guys that weren't able to pitch because they were a little bit sore or whatever. And, so we had to change our back end bullpen rotation a little bit, and, it just didn't work out.
It was a shame with everything that did go well in the game offensively. Obviously, Patterson's grand slam. He's really played hard here these first two games. It looks like he's feeling well, the way that he's run the bases and everything. You seeing a little bit of a spark from him here out of the All-Star break?
Well, I do, and I think it's the clean slate. The first half was behind us, and everybody's coming in, with high energy and better focus, I think, than we had at the end of the first half. And so I think it's just, trying to re-energize themselves and get out there and play hard. So, I thought we played hard in the first half. We just didn't get things done when we needed to, and hopefully we're 1-1 right now, and we have to start winning series. That's the main thing. The loss last night, that's frustrating when you have the lead, but unfortunately that probably won't be the last time that happens this year, and there'll be some times when we come from behind and win games too. So the focus has to be to start winning series, and if we do that, that keeps you over 500, and it'll keep you in the hunt for the rest of the season, and that's really what we're looking at today.
Yeah, does one last night undo any of that positive energy? Or, I mean, these guys have been through that so many times. Does it seem like another good day out there as they get ready for this one?
Yeah, I just think it's game 3 of the second half today, and you just turn the page on that one. It's not like it was a heartbreaker.
Mm-hmm.
The way it ended up. We ended up getting boat raced. 11-6, and I mean we gave up 8 runs in the last 3 innings of the game. So it's not like we had a chance to win a game, or we got walked off, or we made an error, and whatever it was. So I just think it was just one of those games where if it was a 7-inning game, we were in good shape. But we played 9 innings last night, so that's just kind of how it goes. And you just got to turn the page on that one. And I'm not comparing us to Major League Baseball, but the other night the Tigers blew a 4 or 5 run lead in the 9th inning. So, and those guys make a little bit more money than our guys do. So it happens. I mean, it's part of the game. You don't like it when it happens, but you just have to deal with it and move on. And that's the beauty of baseball. We play every day.
Well, today you've got Rommie going. He's had good success against Lancaster, and he may be even more agitated than normal since he had that cow milking championship stolen away from him last night. What an upset that was.
Yeah, that might have been fixed, I thought, because his cow seemed a little bit discontented, to say the least. They couldn't even get her to get over the bucket before the contest started. So I thought maybe there might have been a little something to that, considering he had won the last 2 years. But, so I don't know if he'll be thinking about the cow milking when he's out there today. But if he is, I don't think that's a good thing for us. So, I just thought maybe there was the fix was in on the cow milking yesterday.
Well, it is a team sport. Unfortunately, the cow didn't bring it. But, Mace, we appreciate it. Good luck here today.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's Mark Mason on the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report. Revs getting set to take the field for today's game and going for their first series win since late May, trying to end this series winless streak of 9 with 8 losses and a split during those 9. And certainly if they want to be in the mix in the second half, they will need to win series, and that is the goal today as Rommie leads them out, taking the field for the Sunday rubber match against Lancaster. Game 3 of a 7-game homestand to begin this second half. And we'll have the starting lineups and first pitch for you coming up next.
All right, let's try this one. Wherever you are, WOYK is... That blows. How about wherever you are, WOYK is watching? Oh, no, that's creepy. Let's try this. Take Sports Radio 1350 on the go with the new WOYK mobile apps. Available for download today. Bingo. The new Sports Radio 1350. Available anywhere via the WOYK mobile apps. First in York, first in sports.
Runners know the challenge. It's not the uncompromising weather. It's not the pounding repetition. It's not knowing how to dig deep as you start the climb of that last hill. For runners, the challenge is the discipline to keep running. Flying feet. Casual runners, amateur runners, hardcore runners, no matter what level runner you are, Flying Feet Sports Shoes is with you every step of the way. Over the years, Flying Feet has become the leader in athletic footwear and properly fitting the feet of runners throughout Central PA. For those searching for that discipline, Flying Feet provides the latest shoe innovations, the accessory equipment, and the inspiration to keep on running. Greg Baum and his staff have the knowledge and the true understanding of what running is all about. As one local runner put it, Flying Feet's family, and all runners are welcome. Flying Feet. Flying Feet Sports Shoes, 1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83 next to Battery Warehouse.
Looking for a break from the same old company outing this year? Well, look no further than the York Revolution in Santander Stadium. An event with the York Revolution is 0% more expensive than your typical room rental at a traditional venue, but it's 100% more fun. Whether it's an employee appreciation picnic or a company meeting, the staff at the York Revolution will create an experience like no other, with the same cost as a boring meeting. To find out more, give Kaylee Swanson a call at 801-4498. That's 801-4498.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Rommie Lewis getting set to go here on a warm Sunday afternoon at Santander Stadium. Lancaster's lineup brought to you by Flying Feet. Yusuke Kajimoto at second base will lead things off. It'll be Zach Collier in center field hitting second. Kent Mathis, just signed yesterday, makes his debut in left field hitting third. And it's Mike McDade at first base in the cleanup position. Brian Cavazos-Galvez in right field will bat fifth. Wilson Batista, designated hitter, will hit sixth. Luke Hughes at third base hits seventh. Anderson Feliz, who was certainly a catalyst last night for them, is at shortstop batting eighth. And Juan Apodaca will do the catching and hit ninth. Again, it's Kajimoto, Collier, Mathis, McDade, Galvez, Batista, Hughes, Feliz, and Apodaca for the Barnstormers, facing Rommie Lewis, who leads the team in wins. He comes in at 5-6, a 3.74 ERA in 13 starts. 74 and 2/3 innings, 84 hits, 20 walks, 49 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .279 in his first year as a starter since 2010. He will end up making his most starts since 2003. Ready to go, our Dasher Investment Services first pitch is over for a strike on Kajimoto, leading things off. Underway here this afternoon, a 5:05 first pitch. Kajimoto, the switch hitter, bats right, the 0-1, and a fastball strike inside corner. Paniagua set up in there on Kajimoto, who stands pretty close to home plate. And Rommie ahead of him quickly. Kajimoto hitting .213. 304 against York. There's the 0-2. And he lines a foul. Look out into the seats just behind the York dugout. Entered in first couple of rows, and hopefully everybody all right. Rommie, who will work out of the stretch. He comes home and missed inside as Kajimoto turns away. 91 degrees at game time. Here on a mostly overcast day. Revs are in the alternate gold tops and the gold hats. Lancaster, the alternate black jerseys. Black Hats. The 1-2. And a swing and a bouncer at first. And Talvin Nash reads it. Stepping toward the bag. He's right there for the unassisted out. And that is how our game begins. Rommie coming in against Lancaster 3-0 with a 1.07 ERA in 4 starts, 25 and a third innings, 3 earned runs. He won the first 3 starts head-to-head, allowing a combined 1 earned run in 19 innings, including a complete game shutout here on June 7. His last start against them, a no decision in Lancaster, June 22nd, but pitched well. Here is Zach Collier. He swings and bounces a foul, first base side. Will end up under one of the Revs bullpen chairs. Collier in 2 games since joining Lancaster here in York, 4 for 9. Go-ahead home run in the 8th last night, also doubled the first night. He led off Friday, hit 6th yesterday, 2nd today. 0-1. And that's inside as he twists away, almost dropped to a knee. Former first-round pick of the Phillies and known for speed. He had 35 steals 1 year at Lakewood. He's got some pop as well as he showed last night. 1-1 and a breaking ball left it up. Plate ump today is Chris Carroll. Bill Worthington at first, Doug McFarling at third. The men in blue going with the light blue uniform tops on the Sunday afternoon. The 2-1 and a swing and a fly ball to center field. James Simmons a step back, now races in, and Valdez is out, and just an absolute circus of a play. But it's caught for out number 2. Simmons started back and had to bust in. Valdez backing out, had Ferdinand hustling in from left and banged into him. And Mikey Reynolds, who starts at second today, slipped on the grass as he was in pursuit heading out and went down. But Valdez ends up making what in his portion of that play was a routine grab. It was the 3 around him that looked like they were on skates. Here's Kent Mathis who takes a strike. It'll go down as a routine pop-up to short in the book. Mathis making his debut today. He had been at AAA Nashville earlier this year. The 0-1. And that is a called strike. Delayed call, and he looked back. Not happy. He thought it was low. Rommie's ahead of him, no balls and 2 strikes. Mathis, a right-hand hitter. Set up away, the 0-2, and it misses high and away. I thought that on that fly-out that Collier had hit, that I saw Paniagua switch where he was set up. Maybe they saw the hitter peeking back. Set up in on Mathis, the 1-2, and he dribbles it softly to short. Valdez is up on it, and on the run, he will snap it across to get him. A little low, but Nash squats down to handle it. And a 1-2-3, top of the first for Rommie Lewis. At the end of a half inning here this afternoon, it's the Barnstormers nothing, and the Revs coming up.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, President of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879, or my mobile is 487-2096, or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
An invasive pest that's already killed millions of ash trees is bearing down on our communities. the emerald ash borer, or EAB, means certain death for every ash tree it infects. The good news is that you can protect your property's ash trees with help from Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Our EAB prevention methods are effective, environmentally safe, and less costly than removing your dead tree, which is the only alternative to prevention. Learn more at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
One, two, three, first inning for Rommie Lewis. Revs coming to bat here in the bottom half of the first. And about to have a boom. There we go. As some unsuspecting patrons are shaken. Revs lineup brought to you by Flying Feet. Mikey Reynolds leads off playing at second base today. Eric Patterson will DH and hit second. Brian Pounds at third base bats third. Jacob Calderon is back in right field hitting cleanup. Nick Ferdinand in left field will bat fifth. Talvin Nash at first base hits sixth. James Simmons, the center fielder, will bat seventh. Salvador Paniagua behind the plate today hitting eighth. And Wilson Valdez at shortstop will bat ninth. Again, it's Reynolds, Patterson, Pounds, Calderon, Ferdinand, Nash, Simmons, Paniagua, and Valdez. That lineup brought to you by Flying Feet. Facing righty Brian Woodall, who will rub down the ball. He is just about set to go. He will stand angled toward third as he starts in a very short step into his windup. His first pitch of the day is right over for a strike. Mikey with 2 hits last night, including a bunt single. His first game played since Memorial Day. He's hitting .349 overall now. And he swings here, lines it to center. It'll hang up, though, for Zach Collier, who tiptoes in and makes the catch. Reynolds hit it on a line, but right at the center fielder for the first out. Brian Woodall coming in 1-4, a .423 ERA in 17 games, 11 starts, 72 and a third innings, 78 hits, only 17 walks, 61 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .272. Here is Eric Patterson, who had the grand slam last night. And the first pitch, he swings and swats a ground foul down off the end of the Revs dugout fencing. .246 average for Patterson. The home run, his 5th of the year, first since May 20th, when he hit 2 in one game against Long Island. And the 0-1, that is inside, a ball. At home, he's hit close to 300, .295, and he's hit 4 of his 5 home runs here at Santander Stadium. The 1-1 pitch and a fastball strike, inner half. He is 9th all-time in Revs history now in home runs with 33. The grand slam is 3rd of his Revs career, tying Jose Herrera for 1st. Pitch, and he tried to check, a slider down low, and he did hold off as they appeal down at third base. It's 2-2. Revs' first grand slam in 367 days. He was the one that hit the last one. 2-2. And just missed a little bit high. A good eye on a two-seamer that Woodall tried to lock him up on. And now the 3-2. And he swings and bounces it. A soft hopper cut off from third. Hughes the throw. Can't get him. He legs it out. Infield hit. He bounced it off the plate, and it went bounding slowly on the left side of the infield. Hughes cut it off and maybe had a little trouble getting it out of his glove. His throw to first was late then as Patterson beats it out for the infield knock. He He is the game's first base runner. And Brian Pounds will step in. Pounds held hitless last night. It ended a 6-game hitting streak that he had held ever since returning from that knee injury. Also ended a 4-game RBI streak for him. And Woodall throws one over. Patterson back standing. Did have a steal last night, his 9th of the year. Stretch from the righty. And Woodall delivers and misses down and in. Pounds overall hitting at .281, 2 home runs, 26 RBIs. He's in the top 5 in the league in on-base percentage at .381. He's tied for the lead in walks. .1-0, and that misses in tight. Until being held without a hit last night, he had batted .381 in the 6 games since he had returned from that injury. Of course, Friday night had the big game-tying double and scored the winning run in the 9th. The 2-0 and a swing and a miss. Looked like Woodall sunk it. Looked good out of his hand, but that downward movement, probably a good thing he didn't put it in play on 2-0. No score here in the first inning. Woodall set. Long hold and finally makes a move to first. Patterson dives back again. Woodall, who leads their team with 8 quality starts, even though he's just 1-4. Last time out, left in a tie, took a no decision, but pitched well. Patterson goes, pitch is driven in the air in left center. Collier back, though, will have room a step or two short of the warning track. And Patterson heads back to first. Catch is made in deep left center, and Pounds gave it a ride. Maybe didn't quite barrel it, but he came close, flies out deep, and Patterson back on at first with 2 outs. Well, if they put swings on it today like that, and like the one Mikey hit, lining out to center to start the inning, have a chance at having a pretty good day. Here's Jacob Calderon, who was not in the lineup the last 2 nights. First pitch is in at the knees, a called strike. Actually, I take that back. Friday night he was, but last night not, against the left-hand starter, Nate Reed, and he has fared much better against righties as Woodall deals one over to first. Calderon against righties hitting .340 with 2 of his 3 home runs. Overall, he's at .271. Given the cleanup assignment today. Play him to pull the pitch, and it's in the dirt. Blocked by Apodaca. Kajimoto at second, well over toward first, trying to take away the hole. Last time out for Woodall, 7 innings, 2 runs. Retired 17 of his last 18 before leaving in a 2-2 tie. He's in the game against Camden on Sunday to close the half. He deals, and it's outside, 2-1. Last 4 starts, all quality starts and all no decisions. Now he's ready with it. 2-1, and a backdoor slider, a called strike. And that'll even things up. No score here in the bottom of the first. Patterson on with 2 outs. Woodall, former Diamondbacks farmhand, 7 years with them. And he holds and now delivers. And is swinging a ball slapped to third. 1 hop to Hughes. He'll throw it across to end the inning. Calderon slapped it fairly sharply, but on 1 hop right to the third baseman. He did go the other way. They had him played to pull. But just an infield single is all they managed in the first. 0-0 as we head to the second.
Broadway Transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They toted my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man. I know they helped me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA-approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
WellSpan has helped many professional, student, and recreational athletes stay at the top of their game. And they can do the same for you. With a full spectrum of care, including sports nutrition, concussion management, orthopedic surgery, and physical therapy, our winning team can help you prevent an injury or treat one. For immediate care, call 1-877-482-5420 or visit wellspan.org/sportsmedicine.
For local sports on your smartphone, search WOIK at the App Store.
No score, we go to the second inning. Mike McDade will lead things off. Rommie Lewis, a 1-2-3 first. First pitch to the cleanup man is just outside. He will bat from the right. Another switch hitter in Lancaster's order. And McDade, left-handed last night in the 8th inning, tied things up. A line drive 2-run homer. Pitch to him is just inside, maybe low. As Rommie stared in, thinking perhaps that was close enough, but it's behind 2-0. On the stretch and the pitch. And a ground ball to short. Valdez backhands. He plans, has plenty of time. Kicked his leg like a pitcher and fired it across for the first out. Well, of course, he's had considerable success on the mound in his career, and he took his time, went into a little leg kick. Handles his third straight play and second ground ball. One down. Here is Brian Cavazos-Galvez. He's hitting at .249. Leads the league with his 10 home runs. 42 ribbies, ranks third. And the first pitch is bounced to short. Valdez gloves this one. Sidesteps, unloads, and gets him at first. Valdez fielding in rhythm as he was shifting towards second. And another play for Willie at short. 2 up, 2 down. He does not get shortchanged on his fun when he's out there defensively. Here's our K-man picking on the former Rev, Wilson Batista. DHing today. He'll bat from the right. And Rommie missing just outside. Did you urge them to do this, Ray, or is that all on them?
No, that was completely on them. Good pick, though. I always like to pick on former Revs.
To varying degrees of success, I might add.
That's true.
Here's a bouncer to third, and Pounds charges up. He gloves the short hop and fires it across, and a very quick 1-2-3 second inning on 3 ground ball outs for Rommie Lewis. We go to the bottom half of inning number 2. No score.
Hey, Santa! What's with the beach towel?
Well, summer's here, boys. Time to hit the beach. What can I do for you fellas?
Everybody's ready in the workshop.
Ready?
For the office party. Remember? We were so busy in December, you said we would celebrate Christmas in July. You didn't forget, did you?
Oh, no. I just, I'll tell you what, fellas. You start the party. I'll be right back.
Where you going?
Oh, just need to pick up a little holiday cheer.
Get an early jump on your Christmas gift list during Christmas in July at all Maple Donuts. Maple Donut gift cards are available now, and they never expire, so 'tis the season to grab some of these sweet stocking stuffers. Maple Donuts gift cards are also a great thank you for babysitters, back-to-school teacher gifts, for anniversaries, birthdays, and for the gang in the office.
Maple Donut gift cards for everybody. Here's one for you, one for you, and here's one for you.
Thanks, Santa.
Are you sure he's an elf?
Well, he's got a union card.
Guess they let anybody in these days.
Merry Christmas in July, Santa.
Thank you, fellas, and thank you, Maple Donuts.
Maple Donuts taste right.
Joel's Painting and Contracting is a proud sponsor of the York Revolution. They are also a partner in the maintenance of Santander Stadium. Joel's Painting and Contracting is the highest-rated painting company in York and Lancaster County. Now is the time to call for great deals on all your interior and exterior projects. A community partner with thousands of happy clients. Hit a home run of Joel's Painting and schedule an appointment today, or give them a call at 717-471-4273. That's 717-471-4273 for Joel's Painting and Contracting.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hi, this is Mark Mason. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
No score. We go to the bottom of the second, and Nick Ferdinand to lead things off. Revs with the only hit of the day thus far, Patterson's infield single in the first. And Ferdinand steps in, hitting at .289. First pitch from Woodall is over at the knees for a strike. Ferdinand's hit 3 of his 6 home runs against Lancaster. In this series, he's been on base a good bit as he swings and tips a foul off the catcher. Did not get cheated on that cut as Woodall came into him. 0 for 4 in this series, but he's walked 3 times and been hit by a pitch 1 other time. Followed by Nash and Simmons here in the bottom of the second. Wind in the 0-2. And a swing and a little trickler foul off the end of the bat. Our Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care home run contest today. Pick a name out of the hat, Ray. Can you hear the papers rustling? Pick a name out of the hat. Melissa Filbert is our contestant as Ferdinand swings and chops a foul off the plate over along the third base side. Good luck, Melissa. If a Revs player hits a home run, you win. A prize pack courtesy of the Revs and Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Woodall not working at a great rate of speed. He deals, and just outside as Ferdinand lays off. It's 1-2. Woodall, an Alabama native, pitched at Auburn University. There's the 1-2 and a ground ball foul behind Polo at third, and Ferdinand will make him work. Last season, Woodall was a starter. Before that, almost exclusively in relief. Only 1 start before last year. The Alabama native pitched in his home state for Mobile last season. He comes home and a swing and a miss. A slider in the dirt. Apodaca blocks it, tags him, and one away here in the bottom of the second. Ferdinand has scuffled a bit of late, but he hasn't struck out a whole lot. He's put the ball in play. Woodall gets him this time. One away, and Talbot Nash the hitter. Nash up to 250, and last night made it 2 straight starts for him in which he has gone deep. Blasted a home run over the big wall and left. And the first pitch here is inside for ball 1. The next one that a Revs batter hits will be the 200th by a Revs hitter over the arch nemesis all time. He hit number 199 in the 6th inning last night. And he swings here and comes up empty on a slider. Second home run with York. He's got 5 driven in 14 games. Woodall ready. The righty comes home. And a slider curls down low, 2-1. Woodall at Double-A Mobile last year, 1-4 with a 3.76 ERA. The Diamondbacks system, 10 outings, 7 starts. Pitch to Nash, a slider, it's a called strike. And Woodall has not wanted to give him a fastball to hit yet. Evens the count at 2-2. That's at least 3 sliders in a row. Sent up away. Here probably comes another one. And it's down and away. That actually was a fastball, maybe a cutter. And it's a full count. In high school, Woodall was Alabama's 6A Player of the Year in 2005. And went on to Auburn before being drafted by the Diamondbacks. The pitch and a swing and a miss. A 3-2 slider. And strikes out Nash. They saw what he did last night, I guess, and decided today they're not going to throw him a fastball at all, at least in the first encounter. Well, if Woodall can locate a slider every time he throws it, that's a plus for him. And he stayed with it almost the entire at-bat. Here's James Simmons. And the first pitch is over for strike 1, a fastball at 89. Simmons 1 for 7 in his first 2 games with York. Woodall already at 31 pitches. Revs have had deep counts, and now he comes in and misses in. That fastball touching 90, and it's a ball and a strike. No score here in the second inning. Wide down the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Simmons tried to turn on it, but Woodall kept it down. It's 1-2. The base hit that Simmons had last night was smoked back up the middle. If they can get him to regain his form, they'd have a real find as he swings here and bounces a foul, third base side. In the All-Star game last season as a member of the Bluefish.
Well, if you look at the records and leaders last season, you'd find James Simmons in a lot of those categories. In batting, just seemed every category you could think of, James Simmons was at least in the top 5, top 6.
If there was a way to measure defense with that same number of categories, he'd probably be in there with Sean Smith from last season. As Woodall comes inside and missed, and Simmons dancing out of the way. Pitch was down and in by his shins, and he had to do a little sidestep. They appealed to see if he had brought the bat through, but did not. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Base is empty with 2 outs, and Woodall delivers, And a swing and a miss. Strikes out the side in order. A slider down, and that was his pitch that got all three hitters in that second inning down in order, and we head to the third, still scoreless.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Listen up, people. This is The Rich Eisen Show.
He's a professional.
Rex Ryan, the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. Many people are mentioning that Tyrod Taylor may have a shot at gaining this starting job. Would you say that he does?
Absolutely, I would. I think, nothing's been decided. Obviously we haven't even been in pads yet, but, nobody's really taken that thing to say, hey, this is definitely the number one guy.
The Rich Eisen Show. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. York Sports on your mobile device or online at WOYK1350.com.
To the third we go, and no score here in this rubber match against Lancaster today. Woodall is in the mid-30s in pitch count through 2 innings. Rommie at only 19. He's gotten 5 groundouts and a pop-up. He'll face Luke Hughes leading things off. First pitch of the inning is right there for a strike. Hughes, who started their comeback with a home run in the 7th last night, his 3rd of the year, 2nd in this park. It's hitting 253, and he swings and misses. Rommie challenging him with the fastball there. No balls and 2 strikes. Hughes, Feliz, and Apodaca due up. Here's the 0-2. And a swing and a foul out of play and off to the right. See the Barnstormers again next weekend in Lancaster for 3. The Revs entering play today have played 43 games against their own division. Lancaster only 31. Revs have played 12 more. Another 0-2. And a swing and a pop fly toward the stands in right. It'll find the... Oh, geez. It found the picnic table. And I believe some food went flying. Sorry about somebody's dinner there. Rommie ready. They'll set up in. Another 2-strike pitch. And got him swinging. Went right at him in a fastball at 92 to strike him out. Rommie with his first strikeout of the day. Coming off a win in Bridgeport, 9-4 last Friday night. He exited with a 9-2 lead. 2 of his inherited runs scored after he had left. Here's Anderson Feliz. Had a tremendous game last night. Rommie with the pitch to him and a late swing, and he shoots a foul off a seat over on the first base side, right off the bat handle. Feliz last night, 2 RBI doubles, 3 RBIs total, and 3 hits. A couple of great defensive plays at third base also. Today he's starting at short. Switch hitter awaits and swings and fouls it off first base side. He's now driven in 13 in his last 14 games. He's hitting .229, but he's gotten hits in big spots. Now Rommie set at the belt. 0-2, and it misses outside. No score here in the top of the third. And again, they'll set up in the 1-2. Swung on and popped foul out of play. First base side again. Rommie did not get that ball in where he wanted, but they are trying to attack in on the hands. Paniagua and Lewis here early on today. And going in there again. Another 1-2, and a swing and a foul tip squeeze. That time he got the ball in, and Feliz swung through it. Fastball at 93, and back-to-back strikeouts for Rommie. 2 down here in the third. Excellent job by those two so far, and a real commitment to pounding the hitters in, it seems. Here's Juan Apodaca, who's hitting at .206. A home run and 6 batted in for the catcher. First offering is upstairs. We had Tyler Wagner catching last night. Keith Castillo recently went down with an injury. The 1-0. And a fastball strike. Called on the outside corner. Everything put in play the first 2 innings, but Rommie with a pair of strikeouts here in the third inning. And the 1-1 swung on and fisted towards center. That'll get down for a hit. He got jammed a bit. They went in again. But Apodaca able to muscle it back up the middle. Their first base runner of the day after 8 straight retired to start things. Jam shot single that he fought off. Rommie may not have gotten that one in as much as he had intended. And we go to the top of the order, and Yusuke Kajimoto, who grounded out to first base to start the game. First pitch is dribbled towards second, and Mikey scoots to his right, gets in front of it up the middle, and feeds Valdez covering for the inning-ending force. No runs on 1 hit. They get the third out on the very next pitch. 1 runner left. We'll go to the bottom half of the third, still scoreless.
Core Design Group, a local architectural and structural engineering firm, is celebrating 10 years of serving its partners in York County and beyond. Core specializes in commercial, healthcare, houses of worship, industrial, higher education, and residential. For more information, visit our new website at www.core-designgroup.com or call 717-741-2046.
Whether it's for sport, protection, or recreation, Spar Firearms is the best place to go for all of your firearm needs. With a large selection of new and used firearms, Spar carries an array of brands, as well as ammo and other accessories. Whether you're an avid collector, sharpshooting expert, hunter, or weekend enthusiast, Spar Firearms provides everything you need no matter your experience. For the best in convenience, selection, and customer service, visit Spar Firearms, 6108 Carlisle Pike in Mechanicsburg, and online at sparfirearms.com.
Revolution! Summer is in full swing at Santander Stadium. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. On July 13th, gold medalist and Penn State head coach Cale Sanderson will make a special appearance on Wrestling Night. Meet him and get an autograph. See you at the Revolution game on July 13th. Revolution!
First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Scoreless game here in the bottom half of the third. Darrell Henry along with Ray Jensen here this afternoon. It'll be Paniagua, Valdez, and Reynolds for the Revs this inning. Revs lead this year's War of the Roses series 9-8. The biggest thing they're trying to do today, not only maintain a lead on that front, but finally win a series and try to get the ball rolling to begin the second half. Paniagua to lead things off. His average at 190, 1 home run, 12 driven in. He has hit .381 against Lancaster. And the first pitch of the inning is tipped foul just behind the plate. Woodall was at officially 36 pitches through 2. Rommie was only at 19, so almost twice as many. Woodall, who did strike out the side in the second, he fires and misses away. And it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Sugarland is in beginning tomorrow night. They come in for the next 4. Pitch to Paniagua, big swing and a miss on a slider down. Man, if that thing was up and he had a chance to connect, that was some hack, but Woodall kept it down. It's 1-2. And he delivers. And a swing and a line drive, base hit to left. That one was up over the plate. And Paniagua laces it into left for a leadoff single. Hung the slider, and Paniagua went out and got it and drilled it into left. Now the Revs with their second hit, their first to find the outfield. And here's Wilson Valdez, and perhaps early in the game he'll be asked to move him over. We'll see. Valdez hitting at .248. In this series, to begin the second half, he's 3 for 7, a 2-hit night last night. Drove in a run, scored 1, stole a base. And Woodall stretches. And Valdez will bunt, and some air under it. It lands, though. Hughes gloves it on one hop and throws to first. Sacrifice is good. 31st of his Revs career, 3 away from matching Keone Duren's club record. And Paniagua to second base with 1 out. 5-3 on the put out. He got a little more air under it than he wanted, but it found the grass before Hughes could get to it. Had to play it on 1 bounce. Now a runner at second with 1 away as the Revs try to strike first today. One of the problems this year, they have only scored first 25 times in 72 games. The rest of the time, the opponent has put them in an early hole. Here's Mikey Reynolds, top of the order, and he takes a little low. Hit it hard, but lined out to center his first time up. 47 times the opponent has scored first. On the 1-0. And a slider breaks across for a strike. Revs are 16-9 when they score first, 9-38 when the opponent does. Now Woodall ready, the 1-1, and a swing and a bouncer foul, third base side. Ball and 2 strikes. Revs were 3 for 8 with runners in scoring position last night. Have an opportunity here. Waiting a long time to get this guy back in. It was a real loss when he went down. Now Woodall with the 1-2, and he misses down low. Reynolds, when he suffered the injury. At the time, he was 5th in the league in hitting at .346. He spiked that average to .349 with 2 hits in his first game back last night. Reached safely for the 20th straight game with hits in 18 of those 20. The 2-2, and he rips a foul. Sharp grounder down into the Lancaster bullpen and left. No score here in the bottom of the third. Revs with Paniagua at second and 1 out after a leadoff single and a sac bunt. And Mikey trying to patiently battle and work Woodall until he gets one he can hit. The stretch. And the 2-2 slider. He grounds it the other way and backhanded at first by McDade. He'll flip to Woodall covering for out number 2. Mikey took aim at that opening on the right side of the infield, but hit it into the ground, and McDade was there to swallow it up. Paniagua to third with 2 outs. And Eric Patterson will try to get him home. It's a good piece of hitting, though, by Mikey. Didn't try to do too much. If there were no outs, it would have been an excellent at-bat, but he didn't pull off it, didn't try to do more with it than what was given him, and made a bid for that hole. Here's Patterson, who reached on an infield hit his first time. Trying to bring home the game's first run. Woodall is going to go from the windup. First pitch slider just missed. Mikey immediately at the helmet rack stopped and had a chat with Mace about that last at bat. And a real student of the game. 1-0 and a backdoor hook. Woodall gets the strike call. And that'll level it off at a ball and a strike. Trying to cash in on the leadoff hit. Paniagua walks off third with 2 outs. The 1-1 and a swing on a looper, but he pulled it. And it'll land foul down by the Revs bullpen. From our angle, I thought that was going to be a lot closer to the line, but he was out in front of it, 1-2. Woodall really got in on him. That was one that if Patterson tried to hit it hard, he probably would have yanked it way foul. He tried to fight it along the line and use the handle of the bat, but still couldn't keep it fair. The pitch and a swing, and he just got a piece. A slider that he bounces foul. Patterson 4 for 8 to begin the second half, with the grand slam included. The 1-2, and that's in tight, a fastball, and Woodall spun around on his finish, ended up looking back at the dirt. He almost fell over. 2-2. This will be his 53rd pitch coming up here in the first 3 innings. From the windup, the 2-2, and a swing and a foul back. And Patterson will force him to do it again.
The pitch count for Woodall is just rocketed now at 53 pitches.
It's a good thing for the Revs. Down to his windup, number 54 on the way, and a swing and a miss on a fastball up and away, and gets Patterson to end the inning, his 4th strikeout. Apodaca called for that, pointed out to him, saluting his pitcher. Leadoff single makes it to third, but is left on there. Still no score, and Ray will have the play-by-play as we head to the 4th.
Remember when the goal was to see how fast you could run home from school, play 99 straight innings of wiffle ball, or jump up onto anything? At WellSpan Health, we think making time to play is still a great goal. Being healthy is how you get there. And just in case your grown-up body can't remember when the goal was to see how WellSpan Orthopedics walk-in injury care is there 99 straight innings of specially trained and treated.
Well, our commercial playing machine has befallen us, which it does on occasion. Usually that happens once every few weeks, so we'll make that up to our good friends at WellSpan. No score as we go to the fourth, and we'll set it up for Ray here momentarily. Speaking of WellSpan, our WellSpan Sports Medicine Injury Report. Revs have Brad Bergeson and Ian Durham inactive with the elbow injuries, and Anthony LaRue, the broken leg, unfortunately. Those are the three sidelined on our WellSpan Sports Medicine Injury Report. Rommie Lewis getting set to go here. No score through three. We'll pause 10 seconds for oh, no, we can't do that either, since the commercials are still same machine. But getting ready to begin the fourth inning here. And as Lancaster comes to bat with 2, 3, and 4 in the order, Ray, I will hand it off to you, sir.
Thank you, Daryl. Due up for the Barnstormers this inning, Zach Collier, Kent Mathis, and Mike McDade. Rommie looking to make it 4 scoreless. Here in the top of the fourth. Still a scoreless game between the Revolution and the Barnstormers. And Collier steps in for the second time this evening. Popped out to short his first time up, and it was a routine play for Valdez, but all the other fielders scrambled in. First offering from Lewis to Collier, fielded at first. Right to the glove of Telvin Nash. One pitch and one away here in the top of the fourth. Telvin Nash looking like Logan Williamson a few nights ago with that stab out of the air of his glove.
Maybe the first hard-hit ball by a Barnstormers hitter today. And our buddy Joe Dahl had an unbelievable photo of Logan snaring that line drive the other night. That one was one that should be framed.
It wasn't the prettiest form in the catch, but it was effective. Kent Mathis steps in for the second time tonight. First offering from Rommie and first strike. Mathis grounded out to short his first time up. His Barnstormers debut this evening, signed yesterday. 0-1 from Rommie. Just a tad outside for ball one. 1-1 the count. Mathis reaching his highest AAA level. 1-1 from Rommie. Fouled off to the left by Mathis, hitting the bullpen bench of the Barnstormers and back towards just past the foul line on the third base side. Picked up by a Barnstormers reliever and tossed into the crowd. 1-2 the count. One-two from Lewis, just outside for ball two. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rommie coming into the play against the Barnstormers this evening. 14 strikeouts against Lancaster. The 2-2 popped up, foul by Mathis. Back towards first base, but clears the stadium. Over the roof, that one. Still 2-2. As I mentioned, Rommie came into this evening with 14 strikeouts against the Barnstormers, now with 16. 2 away from tying Logan Williamson for the team lead in strikeouts against Lancaster. 2-2. Swung on and popped up again by Mathis. This one foul as well. Same area. Rocketing shot foul passed over the roof of the stadium. Still 2-2. Mathis was with Nashville in 2015. Being signed by the Barnstormers as they traded Brandon Jones to the Bluefish. 2-2 from Lewis. Called third strike. Inside, and Mathis eked back The plate ump, Chris Carroll, calls it strike number 3. The Gaudium clip plays on the big board, and that's Rommie's 3rd strikeout of the evening. Now just 1 away from tying Logan Williamson in the team lead in strikeouts against Lancaster. It's 2 away here in the top of the 4th, still scoreless. Mike McDade now up for the 2nd time. He also grounded out to short his first time up. First offering from Lewis to McDade, up the middle for a base hit. So now 1 on with 2 outs, and Brian Cavazos Galvez due up. McDade, who has joined Lancaster on June 26th. This series against the Revs, 4-9 coming into today's game with a home run and 5 batted in. I'll make it 5-11. Cavazos Galvez steps in. He also grounded out to short his first time up. A string of 3 consecutive ground outs to short. First offering from Rommie to Galvez outside for ball 1. Mathis grounded out to short to end the first, and then McDade and Galvez grounded out to short for the first 2 outs in the second. So Wilson Valdez has seen some action today. Next offering from Rommie to Galvez, fouled off the first base side towards the picnic pavilion. Already had 1 ball head towards that area and ruined someone's dinner. Chicken tenders of a side of baseball. That's how I like it. 1-1 the count. Rommie delivers. It's swung on by Cavazos Galvez, fielded by Pounds, but he drops it. So it'll be 2 on with 2 outs. It'll be an error on Pounds. So McDade now moves to second. And Galvez at first now. Runner in scoring position for Wilson Batista, your K-man of the game.
A pretty nice pick by Pounds to his left, but it looked like it just simply slipped, trying to reach in to get the grip.
It was a nice grab. He tried to make the turn, and in mid-turn, that's when he dropped it. Batista steps in for the 2nd time as the K-man. First offering from Rommie to Batista, fouled to the first base side. Breadsticks chance begin. Loud to begin the day. I'm jealous. Normally the crowd's not this hungry for breadsticks this time, it must be. What Adam's doing. Credit to him. He's done a fine job on PA today. 0-1 the count. Pitch from Lewis. And swung on by Batista and line right to the glove of Mikey Reynolds at the end of the inning. So 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left on base, and it's still a scoreless game as we now head to the bottom of the 4th.
You line your feet up at the edge of the starting block, shake out your arms, and then you push off the block in one fluid motion, fully extending your body, cutting into the water with nothing on your mind but the mechanics. You're a swimmer, and whether it's practice time in the pool or crunch time in a meet, Flying Feet is with you every stroke of the way. Flying Feet. Flying Feet Sports Shoes is a swimmer's paradise. Get suits by Finis, Dolphin, Nike, Adidas, Speedo, Arena, and Tier. Pick up practice gear, team gear, and training equipment like fins, snorkels, and kickboards. The Flying Feet team has high-tech competitive suits, customizable caps, goggles, even goggle repair items. Shower down with swimmer shampoo and body wash, plus suit wash to limit the wear and tear of chlorine. Time to dive into the pool? Then it's time for Flying Feet Sports Shoes. Flying Feet. 1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83 next to Battery Warehouse.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, president of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-3879 or my mobile is 487-2096 or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
Follow York Sports on your Android. Search Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the fourth here at the bank. It's still a scoreless game between the Revs and the Barnstormers. Dueling scoreless innings still between Brian Woodall and Rommie Lewis. Woodall looking to make it 4 scoreless now. Due up for the Revs this inning, Brian Pounds, Jacob Calderon, and Nick Ferdinand. Pounds steps in, flew out to center his first time up. All-star for the Revs this season. He steps in. The league leader in walks, tied in the league 35. First offering from Woodall, swung on and hit towards right field, tracking foul, and it'll stay foul. No play able to be made by Cavazos Galvez. It'll be 0-1.
No play by Galvez, but nice play by a kid who brought his glove to the picnic area today.
He's got a souvenir, as well as that person who landed on food 2 innings ago. The 0-1 from Woodall, swung on by Pounds and ekes past both third and short. Hughes and Feliz can't make a play. And Pounds will be at first, standing of a single. He found the gap that time, and now with 1 on, no outs for Jacob Calderon. This is exactly the type of offense that Pounds can offer that got him in the All-Star game, Daryl.
Yeah, he's been great in the 3-hole and top 5 in the league in on-base percentage. It's like one of those money ball guys.
He'll get on base no matter which way. Pounds at first for Jacob Calderon, no outs. Still scoreless here in the bottom of the fourth. First offering from Woodall. Gets it in the zone for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Woodall looks in at Apodaca. Nods for the single, and Calderon will ask for time. I do say I take joy in telling visiting broadcasters how to pronounce Jacob's name, because they never believe you when you tell them. I will not forget the look of our Skeeter's counterpart's face, Ira Liebman, when I told him how to pronounce Jacob's name. The 0-1 down near the dirt and scrambles in front of Apodaca, and he'll reach towards it before Pounds will have a chance to maybe reach second. He'll stay at first.
It might be similar to the look that we had when we were first told how to pronounce his name.
We had to get it from 3 different sources, including the man himself. Had to hear it from Mace, Polo, and Jacob. The tries are record-worthy. Make that a contest. 1-1 from Woodall. Down near the dirt again, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Might have to make that a contest for first-time fans coming to the stadium. Ask him, how do you pronounce this gentleman's name? And record the answers, and the funniest should get a prize.
New liners for WOYK.
Or a new promo. 2-1. Swung on and missed by Jacob. A foul tip squeeze. He'll just get a piece there, but he wanted that one, and he likes to hit, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
2-2 the count. Woodall readies. And the pitch. Inside for ball 3, down near the dirt. Calderon tracked back, and Apodaca had to go scrambling again. Full count now. Woodall earlier in his delivery started near his chin to find the grip, and now is working from almost ear level. Switching it up here. Working on 61 pitches now here in the bottom of the fourth. Practically almost doubling Rommie's number. Full count. Swung on and missed by Calderon, and Pounds will try to reach second, but they're going to call him out. Pounds caught stealing, and Calderon goes down swinging, but now it's 2 away, none on base, and Nick Ferdinand due up. Not the ideal situation that the Revs wanted there, but still an opportunity to produce offense, Daryl.
Yeah, and Woodall's tough, but they have given him some tough at-bats today, even though that one did not end the way they wanted. But they have him at 62 pitches now, and we're still in the fourth. They've battled, gotten him deep in counts.
Eventually, something's got to give. Ferdinand settles in. The first offering from Woodall swung on and missed by Ferdinand for strike one. Woodall of an ERA against the Revs of .424. No decisions. 0-0 with 5 appearances previously, 2 of them being starts. Has faced the Revs in relief this season. The 0-1. Outside bounce back off of Apodaca's glove and hits the net. Ball 1. A shame if Pounds was still on base. That would have been a definite jog to second for him. But regardless, none on. 2 outs for the Revs. Still a scoreless game here in the bottom of the fourth. 1-1 the count for Nick Ferdinand. One from Woodall. Just a tad outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ferdinand, like Pounds, Daryl, has the ability to get on base. He hasn't gotten a ton of hits this series, but 3 walks and a hit by pitch. He gets on base.
One of them a huge one in the 9th the other night.
2-1. Little check swing from Ferdinand, but it's in the zone, so they'll call it a strike. Good location from Woodall there. 2-2 the count.
The hits haven't fallen as often as they were at the start for Ferdinand, but he doesn't give in either. He's up there battling, having good at-bats.
Definitely what you want to see. The 2-2 from Woodall. Outside for ball 3. Ferdinand works to a full count. Looking to just extend the inning here. 2 outs and bottom of the fourth. A full count to work with. And the payoff pitch from Woodall. Swung on and missed by Ferdinand. He'll take a quick jog to first, but Apodaca covers and tosses it over to first to end the inning. Woodall strikes out the final 2, Calderon and Ferdinand, to keep it a scoreless game. And we now head to the top of the 5th.
An invasive pest that's already killed millions of ash trees is bearing down on our communities. The emerald ash borer, or EAB, means certain death for every ash tree it infects. The good news is that you can protect your property's ash trees with help from Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. Our EAB prevention methods are effective, environmentally safe, and less costly than removing your dead tree, which is the only alternative to prevention. Learn more at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
Hey, sports fans, great news. Now you can listen to Sports Radio 1350 anywhere with the new WOYK mobile apps. Stranded in Siberia? No problem. Kidnapped by wolves? It's not as bad as you may think. Wherever you are, WOYK is with you on the brand new mobile apps. York's only local sports station just went mobile and global. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
He's a great man. Was Muhammad Ali a thug? He was colorful, controversial. But this is a guy who did something before anybody else did it. And we were okay with it. A lot of us were okay because of how Ali looked. Handsome, well-spoken, and poetry. There was charisma to it. Richard Sherman just came out of a game and started yelling right in our face.
Dan Patrick.
On Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. There's only one place for local high school sports. Sports Radio 1350.
This is Hall of Fame third baseman Brooks Robinson. You're listening to York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350, WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Top of the 5th here at Santander Stadium. Luke Hughes will take a strike from Rommie and begin top of the 5th. It's Hughes, Feliz, and Apodaca for the Barnstormers. Rommie Lewis currently working with 4 scoreless innings on the top of the 5th. Next offering from Rommie, swung on and missed by Hughes. Hughes, who made his debut as a Barnstormer against the Revs in a doubleheader, went 4 for 7 in his first night, even if a homer in those games as well. And this series has struggled, has had a home run, but that has been of his sole hits in this series. Next offering from Rommie, just a tad outside for ball 1. 1-2 the count. Rommie settles in the 1-2. Swung on by Lewis, and a tapper foul towards the first base side.
Should be good.
We have received ice cream, I am told, from the cow that Rommie milked last night. Her name is Barb Ann. It's a very pretentious cow. Did not want to be milked, it seemed. Another 1-2 from Rommie, and it's fouled off to the first base side again by Hughes.
Now, that thing was a snob, and you have to have full cooperation from the animal itself, which Rommie didn't have. But
Barnstormers did. Cupid didn't mind. Gave the big cat his first cow milking win. I agree with Mace. I believe it was fixed. Next offering from Rommie, just tad high for ball 2. 2-2 to count.
Ed Mann standing there with 2 cups of ice cream in front of the booth, just like an oasis in front of us.
It is rather hot today. It was 91 degrees earlier in the Clippers Security Store's time and temperature board. 2-2 from Rommie. Inside for ball 3. A full count now for Hughes. Darryl eats his sandwich. Courtesy of Three Hogs Barbecue. Thank you for them. Always judge your Sundays as we're catered by Isaacs and Three Hogs. Tons of selections. Payoff pitch from Rommie, just down near the dirt for ball 4. Walks Hughes, his first walk of the evening for Rommie. So 1 on and Hughes at first, no outs, and Anderson Feliz due up, who struck out his first time up in the 3rd. Rommie hung his head after that pitch, but going to refocus now for Feliz, who made the Revs pay in last night's game with 2 RBI doubles. Rommie working on pitch number 56 now, and his first offering to Feliz. He bunts. Paniagua will chase it down, and he fumbles the catch. He tosses it way high over Nash's head. Reynolds has to come in to help, and in the process, Hughes will make it all the way to 3rd. So no outs there. Runners at the corners. And Anderson Feliz on at first. Hughes on at 3rd. And Juan Apodaca now up. And that's a play Paniagua is going to be kicking himself for not making. It's a routine one to at least get the lead runner towards 2nd, but get the runner out at 1st. That's a shame right there, Darryl.
Yeah, and even back to the Hughes walk, that was a close pitch that Rommie didn't get. And now all of a sudden, here you have 1st and 3rd with nobody out in a scoreless game. So frustrating.
It's going to be an error on Paniagua, and he's being checked out now by Chong Choi. Looks like something in his eye, perhaps.
Yeah, and that bunt, Feliz really deadened it, but it kept rolling. It rolled more than I thought it would, so Paniagua really had to go get it. And Feliz runs well, so he kind of had to rush it, and he attempted to underhand it while on the run, and now they're checking his eyes. I think Chong gave him some eye drops. Maybe he couldn't see his target very well, and he tried to underhand it on the run and hurry it there, and he overshot Nash at first. Mikey made a good play to back up and throw to 3rd, but Hughes also made a good play and never stopped running and made it to 3rd. It'd be a sack bunt and an error on the flip.
Now Apodaca settles in for his 2nd at-bat. Singled his first time up. First offering from Rommie. Right down the chute for strike 1. A single from Apodaca in the 3rd, his first time up today. Only his 3rd hit against the Revs this season. Came into today batting 133 against York. 0-1 count. No one from Rommie. Swung on by Apodaca. Diving catch from Pounds at third. Tosses it over to second. Reynolds to get the force. To get Feliz out. But Hughes is going to score. It's now a 1-0 lead for the Barnstormers. The key was getting the out, but regardless, it was going to cost them a run. And Butch is out to discuss something with third base on Doug McFarling.
I don't know if you thought Mikey was off the bag when he took the throw, but you know what? Hughes very easily could have been called out on strikes too, so perhaps that run should have never scored. But a great play by Pounds to get it out and hopefully get Rommie back on track.
RBI ground out for Juan Apodaca. Actually making an RBI fielder's choice. Whoopsie. Yusuke Kajimoto now up his third time. Only batting .211 currently, but has made the Revs pay this season with some bloop hits, some broken bat hits. Just finds a way to get the ball down for a hit against the Revs with not a whole ton of power. 1-1 the count for him. Rommie checks it first with Apodaca, then delivers. Finds the zone for strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kajimoto. Kajimoto, even though batting overall .211, currently bats .304 against the Revs this season. Has been a point of frustration. 1-2. Swung on, and they're going to check it first to be sure, and they'll get it. 4th strikeout for Rommie tonight. And he has now tied Logan Williamson for the team lead in strikeouts against the Barnstormers. 18 apiece for Williamson and Rommie. 2 away now with 1 runner on first with Juan Apodaca and Zach Collier up for the 3rd time. Popped out the short and line out the first. His first 2 times up. He settles in. First pitch from Rommie. Down near the dirt for ball 1. Collier with a solo home run last night in the 8th gave the Barnstormers the lead that they would not give up after a bat around in the 9th. 1-0 from Rommie, popped up by Collier way up, tracking towards the infield. Reynolds at second will call everyone else off, tracks it down and puts it away for the final out. So an RBI fielder's choice from Juan Apodaca gets the Barnstormers on the board. It's a 1-0 lead as we now head to the bottom of the 5th.
Is your home team stuck in the doldrums of summer? Does your family wake up calling every day a boring day? Well, step up to the plate and pull them out of that slump by calling in the big hitter. Maple Donuts. Here's the game plan. Wake up early before anyone else, sneak out of the house, and run down to the nearest Maple Donuts, where Charlie and his team are busy loading up the bases with 58 varieties of freshly made Maple Donut All-Stars. And what a lineup! Oh, so sweet glazed Maple Donuts. Sprinkles, always a fan favorite, both chocolate and vanilla, jelly-filled, cream-filled, chocolate peanut-covered, even peanut butter devil's food. Then round the corner and head for home with your big Baker's Dozen box of freshly picked winners. Your family will roll out of bed, stumble down the stairs, walk into a kitchen filled with that irresistible smell, and cheer you as they start their day the Maple Donuts way. So step up to the plate and bring them home, slugger. Maple Donuts, the perfect game plan for the perfect summer breakfast surprise. Maple Donuts taste right.
Waking up with the Zabe. The Steve Zabin Show.
And I know people, I can already hear you screaming at your radio. You don't even have a real job, Zabin. You just sit in front of the microphone and flap your cake hole around. I understand that. I'm not upset to be back today. I need to get back. I need to get back on the horse and get back riding again. I'm just saying it's going to take me a segment or two to get up to speed. Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the fifth at Santander Stadium. Currently a 1-0 Barnstormers lead over the Revs. What should have been strike 3 against Hughes ended up being a walk. Then a sack bunt from Anderson Feliz, followed by an error from Salvador Peniagua. And runners at the corners of no outs. Then an RBI fielder's choice from Juan Apodaca as the Barnstormers' sole run today. But regardless, still a 1-0 lead. Revs looking to respond. Nash, Simmons, and Peniagua due up. Settles in. Woodall still on, working on 68 pitches to start the bottom of the fifth. First offering from Telvin Nash. Two Nashes, should say. Down to shoot for strike one. Nash struck out his last time up. The 0-1 from Woodall. Down outside a bit for ball one. Couldn't get the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Finally starting to see Telvin Nash's power as a Rev. Seems to starting to get the feel for it. Next offering from Woodall, strike two. Nash got a piece of it down near the dirt, tried to snag it, but went to Apodaca's glove. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Woodall takes a step and delivers. Bounces off Apodaca's glove and goes down near the dirt. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Nash. The 2-2 from Woodall. Outside for ball 3, full count now. Woodall in danger of walking his first batter of the evening. The 3-2. Swung on and missed by Nash. And Woodall strikes out Nash for the second time this evening, now with 7 strikeouts on the evening. Has gotten Revs to chase thus far tonight. Now James Simmons due up for the second time.
Well, to me, Ray, the reason that he's got a 1-0 lead, it's maybe the 4th time that he's been willing to throw a 3-2 slider. And he has located every single one of those and has gotten strikeouts.
He's gotten the location that he needs, and he's gotten the calls to go his way, that's for sure. First offering from Woodall to Simmons, takes no chance to swing at that one. Absolutely crushed it. Down for a base hit. Rolled near the warning track. No chance for a play from Mathis or Collier. And standing at first of his single is James Simmons. And that's the second time that we've seen him just absolutely crush one, Daryl.
Yeah, his 2 hits with the Revs have been smoked. And he jumped on that one and hammered it into left center. Now he's got speed. He brings speed to the table. Let's see if they give him a chance to run here at some point. But so many deep counts today on Woodall, and Simmons maybe figured, you know what, I'm going to look for one early, and he got one he liked.
Salvador Peniagua now in for the second time. Singled his first time up. First offering from Woodall. Swung on by Peniagua and fouled straight up towards the third base side. Hughes will come in towards the cameraman on the third base side, but they're going to say dead ball.
Oh, wow.
Dead ball because the cameraman was there.
Wow, and Polo was the one who pointed out the ground rule that when it's occupied, it's out of play. and he was contesting right away that Hughes had stepped out of play, and that's what they talk about at home plate before the games. And Polo right on top of it, and they got it right. Hughes was about to go berserk. Butch Hobson actually kept a cool head about it, though he can't be happy.
But those are the rules. I know there was a little bit of confusion when Mace wasn't able to make the meeting, I believe, in the first game of this series. That's when the rules were they were not discussed then, but they were then discussed on Saturday's game. Obviously, as a position player, Hughes isn't going to be there, but Butch, the cooler head in that conversation. Next offering from Woodall. Simmons is going to take a chance, but he's caught stealing. Kajimoto able to make the tag in time.
Yeah, and for all the times that you see teams pitch out, it seems like it's rare that you see them do it at the right time. But Lancaster on an 0-1 count, great time to pitch out, and obviously it was the perfect time to do it and gave Apodaca a clean throw.
No runners on base, 2 outs, and Peniagua working with an 0-1 count. The 0-1 from Woodall. Outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Correct that, 2-1. The 2-1 from Woodall. Swung on and missed by Paniagua. 2-2 the count. The ice cream's quickly becoming ice cream soup in this heat. Have to take some time to try to wolf it down at this next break. Hopefully the Revs can extend the inning here. 2-2. Count for Paniagua. 2 outs. 1-0 Lancaster lead here in the bottom of the 5th. 2-2 from Woodall. Swung on and missed by Panny. He throws the bat down in frustration. Apodaca scrambles it from the dirt and tosses it over to McDade at first to end the inning. That is now 8 strikeouts for Woodall. And it's a 1-0 lead for the Barnstormers as we now head to the top of the 6th.
Broadway transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They toted my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man. I know they help me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Revolution! Summer is in full swing at Santander Stadium. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. On July 13th, gold medalist and Penn State head coach Cale Sanderson will make a special appearance on Wrestling Night. Meet him and get an autograph. See you at the Revolution game on July 13th. Revolution!
On air, online, and on your smartphone. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Top of the 6th, 1-0 Lancaster in front, and they only have 2 hits. They scored last inning without a base hit on that very borderline ball 4 to start the inning, and then a sac bunt error, and then a fielder's choice. That's how they got their run. Kent Mathis will lead things off. Rommie's first pitch to the number 3 hitter is outside. My thanks to Raymond for the last 2 innings. Nice job, sir.
Thank you, Daryl. I like to keep the flub-ups to a minimum.
There's the 1-0 And a swing on a high fly ball to left. Ferdinand moving back to the wall. He looks up at it, and it carries out. Kent Mathis leading off the inning with a solo home run to left in his Barnstormers debut. And just like that, it's 2-0, the first earned run of the day given up.
Now all three of the newer additions of the Barnstormers since last series. They've added Collier, McDade, and Mathis with home runs against the Revs.
Towering shot. He scraped the bottom half of the ball and got some carry on it, and away it went. Here's Mike McDade swinging first pitch. Pokes it on the ground up the middle. Mikey over to get in front from second and fires to first for the out. Barnstormers with their league-leading 56th home run. And Kent Mathis in his Lancaster debut doubles the lead. Offensively, the Revs just haven't been able to get anything going against Woodall, and they're still out hitting Lancaster 4-3, but they've had 2 runners caught stealing. Another one left on at third. There's a fastball up on Brian Cavazos Galvez, who's hit it on the ground twice. Ground out and also has reached on an error. On the 1-0, and that misses up and away. One thing, if you're Rommie and the Revs, can't let the events of the last 2 innings frustrate you too much. It's only 2-0, and it's only the 6th. There's a pop foul out of play to the right field side. I just didn't like the leadoff walk last inning, though, and you know how I get.
You don't hide your frustrations, that's for sure.
Well, they're supposed to call the high strike, and it was under the letters. The 2-1, and it misses high and away.
Now I've got you going.
What did I do, throw the pen?
Well, you do that every day. Not to make a tally of how many pen throws.
Some have even left the booth by accident.
Yes.
There's a ground ball back to Rommie. What a grab. He'll jog to first and underhand it off for out number 2. Galvez spiked his bat down as he chopped it sharply back to the mound. And Rommie with a swift play got the face out of the way and speared it, sweeping his glove upward. That one was pretty.
Probably bragged to Williamson that his grab out of the air was a little bit prettier than Williamson's.
Yeah, I wonder if Joe got a photo of that. Here's Wilson Batista. And Rommie missing high and wide to him. Batista ground out to third and a line out to second. It's 2-0 Lancaster here in the 6th. Rommie kicks at the spike cleaner a bit. And now the 1-0. And a check swing foul off a railing right by the Revs dugout and right by Joe, who didn't leave his perch. Not to let a check swing foul coming past his ear interfere with the chance to take another magnificent photo. This is the 1-1 and a ground ball foul, third base side. Batista is our K-man today. One-two, and a changeup got him. Swing and a miss. And breadsticks, Rommie muttering to himself, though. Maybe saying fiddlesticks as he comes off the mound. The home run makes it 2-0. Got Batista, though, on a high changeup and a 1-2-3 finish to the inning. It's 2-0 Lancaster as we go to the bottom half of the 6th.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Savory's Funnel Cakes have brought their delicious funnel cakes from the York Fair to Santander Stadium. Be sure to visit their stand on the third base concourse near the hop corner, as they offer both regular and pumpkin funnel cakes. Also, be sure to check out Savory's Funnel Cake Eating Challenge played between innings during York Evolution home games. They also offer event catering. Give Savory's a call at 717-271-3485. That's 717-271-3485. Savory's Funnel Cakes, York's delicious delicacy for all to enjoy.
The radio home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Two 2-0 the lead for Lancaster. Home run given up, only the fifth of the season allowed by Rommie Lewis. Kent Mathis making it a 2-0 score. Revs will try to get things going here in the sixth as Wilson Valdez leads off. They have had two leadoff hits today, but haven't been able to bunch any together. Valdez, a sack bunt, his first time up. He awaits and swings and launches one way up toward the foul line and left. And it will find the seats right at the top of section 26. Well, up there with an aggressive hack. Launched it way, way up. No balls and a strike on Valdez. The lights starting to flicker on here. Sun is shining, though. We had cloud cover all day, but there's a break in that. On the 0-1, and a slider twists down and away. The Revs with 4 singles. The last 2 of those have been caught stealing. The one in the first was an infield hit that was left on at first. They've had one runner reach third. It was a fastball just outside and low. Now 2-1. It's only one runner has reached scoring position. They are 0 for 2 in that category here in this one. Woodall, the wind, and the 2-1. Swung on, grounded to short, right at Feliz. He gloves it, fires across, and gets him. And one away. Take a look at our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. The Bridgeport Bluefish have won 5 in a row and are 3-0 to start the second half. They win in Camden 10-9 in 10 innings today. Plenty of offense in that one. Here's Mikey Reynolds at the top of the order. The Bluefish out-hit Camden 16-13. Woodall's first pitch to Reynolds, a check swing on a slider. It just missed down and away. Out of the top 2 spots in Bridgeport's lineup, Josh Prince went 3 for 5 with 3 runs. Brian Nelson went 4 for 5 with a homer and drove in 4. Pitch inside, 2-0. Lancaster just traded him to Bridgeport over the weekend. What is he, 42 years old now? And against his former team, he was with Camden last year. Then again, almost every team in the league is a former team of his. Here's a line drive and a base hit into left. Mikey Reynolds on again as he lines a single to left field. And Mikey has now reached in 21 straight games with base hits in 19 of those. Down 2-0 here in the 6th. The Revs have their 5th hit. There's Eric Patterson, who's notched one of those hits, an infield hit, and a strikeout in his 2 at-bats. And Woodall from the stretch. A move to first, diving back is Reynolds. Elsewhere in the league today on our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard, Sugar Land hosting Southern Maryland and leading the Blue Crabs 1-0 in the 3rd. Southern Maryland 2-0 to start the second half. Pitch to Patterson is outside. And that's a ball. And now the Barnstormers with bullpen action for the first time today. Woodall at 88 pitches. .0 and a ground ball jammed him down to first. McDade turns, throws to second. Back to first is not in time, but they thought that Feliz was off the bag at second base, and Mace is going to walk across the field with Doug McFarling waiting for him. Feliz sidestepped the slide from Mikey Reynolds, who isn't going anywhere yet. He's standing by second. Revs fans went berserk seeing the call, and Mace began his walk. He's been tossed twice this year.
He only goes out there when he knows he's right.
Yeah. Getting a little more animated now, motioning what he thought that Feliz did.
No, I saw him leap. You saw him leap. I think everyone else in the stands saw Feliz leap over the bag.
He's jawing at him, pointing at him as he walks away. Now going back for a little more.
He's trying to get tossed. He knows he's right. He says, well, what the heck?
I don't know. See, McFarling pointed. I don't know if he threw him out of the game or not. And he's so lackadaisical about everything.
Mace even wants to make sure he knows he's tossed.
I don't know if he is or not. Woodall throwing a couple warm-ups in the meantime. I believe that based on Mace's mannerisms, Feliz may have touched the bag, but not when he had the ball. He was off the bag by the time he had it and transferred to throw.
Reynolds didn't like it when it was called, and Mace doing what a good manager should do and sticking up for your guys. But it's not going to get anything to go his way here, which is a darn shame.
And it was not a good throw. It's a shame that the Revs couldn't catch a break there. The throw is what sailed and pulled Feliz away from the bag, but on that phantom neighborhood area code call, they said he was close enough. Here's Brian Pounds, and Woodall just misses down and away. Hydration, a bit of a problem of mine, as you may be able to tell. And Mace is still in the dugout, so McFarling pointed but didn't throw him out. He pointed at him as if to say, go back over there kindly. Here's the 1-0, and a swing and a fly ball to right. Right at Galvez, and he's there to squeeze it. Kind of a line drive in between fly ball. And there goes that inning. So the Revs, who maybe with a break could have had the makings of something, we'll never know. No runs, one hit, and one left. And we'll go to the 7th with Lancaster on top, 2-0.
Core Design Group, a local architectural and structural engineering firm, is celebrating 10 years of serving its partners in York County and beyond. Core specializes in commercial, healthcare, houses of worship, industrial, higher education, and residential. For more information, visit our new website at www.core-designgroup.com or call 717-741-2046.
Looking for something cool to do this weekend? Looking for a different kind of family fun? Come to the coolest place in town, York Ice Arena. Get on the ice with your friends for Rock and Skate, the last Friday of each month. Every Wednesday is family night with free skate rentals for the whole family. And remember, the coolest place in town is also available for the coolest birthday party in town. For party package prices and public skating times, check out YorkSkate.com. Want to learn to skate? Want to suit up and learn how to play some hockey? Come to the coolest place in town, York Ice Arena. Learn to skate programs are now available for all ages, for every skating ability. Class levels range from beginner to freestyle, where you'll learn basic jumps, spins, and footwork. And skating rental is included. Or get on the ice for York Ice Arena hockey programs. Taught by Ice Arena coaches, boys and girls can learn proper techniques for the game. Rental equipment is available. Group skating lessons and beginner hockey programs are forming now. Plus, York City residents get a 50% discount. Register today. Go to YorkSkate.com.
All about local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Two nothing Lancaster. We go to the 7th. Revs will have to try to come back in the final 3 innings today. We'll never know what could have come of the 6th as Luke Hughes leads off and takes high. Rommie Lewis at 75 pitches beginning the inning. It was Hughes who drew a leadoff walk in the 5th and scored the first run, struck out his other time. And Rommie back with the next one. It's barely off the corner away. 2 balls and no strikes. We watched the replay several times between innings. And the feeling up here is that Feliz was a good 6 inches to a foot off the bag when he caught it, as Hughes swings and foul tips one off Paniagua. But the way that he caught it to the side of the bag, Doug McFarling was behind that and maybe had no way of seeing.
Definitely could have been a point of argument that Mace was making in his visit out there.
Here's the 2-1. And a changeup misses high. 2 runs on just 3 hits for Lancaster today. No errors. No runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for York. There's the 3-1. And it misses high and away. And Luke Hughes is on the leadoff walk for the second time.
The only Barnstormer to be walked today by a Revs pitcher. That being Rommie, of course.
It is the 3rd straight inning that the leadoff man's been on. The walk to Hughes in the 5th, who scored the home run by Mathis last inning. And now Hughes again, and Fletch will head out and have a chat with Rommie.
Rommie's pitched well, even after giving up a solo home run to Kent Mathis, retired the next 3. So he's responded well to any poor luck that's gone his way.
Yeah, very, very well enough to win. And from what we understand, Brian Woodall, who's been fantastic, I mean, I would have to think this is the best he's pitched this year, but from what we hear, he's often looked about this good, and he's been a victim of poor run support.
Specifically on the road for the Barnstormers.
Runner going, and Anderson Feliz swings and fouls the first one back. 2 innings ago, he was up bunting after Hughes had drawn the leadoff walk. This time, if they got their signs right, it was a first pitch hit and run, and he fouls it off. Feliz a strikeout and a big sac bunt with an error on the play that moved Hughes from first to third with no outs in the 5th. Pitch to him this time. He swings and misses as Rommie elevates the fastball. Our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard, bottom of the 6th. Long Island up 3-1 at Somerset. Trying to win that series in the rubber match. The 0-2. And it just missed down and away. Rommie bothered that he didn't get that. Looked like Paniagua was set up more to the inside, though. Now they're going to try to go in again. And the 1-2 swung on. He loops it toward right. And Calderon on the run, and it lands fair. Bounces into the corner in right. Hughes will make it to third, and Feliz is in at second base on a bloop double that landed fair, and it's second and third with nobody out. Gotta be kidding me. They tried to jam him and come in. And again, maybe didn't get it far enough in, and Feliz took it the other way and landed it fair on a bloop. And I think Calderon was caught in between on whether to really go for it and risk misplaying it into even more bases and a run, or trying to play it safely. Here's Apodaca with the infield in, and he takes a hefty cut and fouls it into the net.
Looks like the ball towards right field dropped a little bit more sharply than Calderon expected. He thought I was going to track back a little bit more towards the corner, but ended up bouncing just short of it and then towards it.
And the fact that it hit the track, it bounced high, and he had no chance to prevent it from going to the corner. If it hits the grass, he would have been able to cut it off. Here's a breaking ball and a swing and a foul tip. And it's 0-2 on Apodaca. He's 1 for 2 today. Drove in a run, the first one of the game, on a fielder's choice in the 5th.
That RBI fielder's choice, the sole RBI he's had against the Revs this season. They joined the Barnstormers later in the season due to visa issues, though.
There's a line drive and a base hit to right. 1 run in, they'll stop Feliz. Right on an 0-2 pitch. Apodaca rips it the other way. Past the drawn-in infield, and it's 3-0. He's driven in 2 out of the 2 hole tonight. He came in hitting 154 with runners in scoring position. That previous bloop double, Rommie showed some frustration. He swung his arms out to the side, and I don't know if it was the result or the fact that maybe he thought he had Feliz struck out a couple pitches before that. Again, here's Yusuke Kajimoto, who looks at a strike. It could be worse. It could be that Pirates-Cardinals game last night, and the day before, where they had all those phantom foul tips that were called that burned the Pirates. And they still won in 14 innings yesterday.
That's what I'm happy about.
There's a fastball for a strike called. It's 0-2. What are you happy about?
The Pirates won. Not because I'm a Pirates fan, just because I don't like the Cardinals.
Oh, okay.
They're competition to my Mets.
I didn't know if you were switching allegiances or...
Oh, goodness, no. I do like Andrew McCutchen.
It's the 0-2. And that just missed inside. Oh, and Rommie just screamed in at home plate. The frustration is certainly boiling. My goodness.
And a game like this against Lancaster and Clipper Magazine Stadium, where he had a few words from the home plate up and walk it off. Had a A couple of bad luck calls that game as well.
A foul back against the net. Well, it just stinks when you put everything into your start and you don't feel that you get the results you should. You know, even if he gets Kajimoto here, he's got to throw extra pitches. He thought he had him frozen with Paniagua set up in, and instead they froze on the call. Here's a foul out of play, right field side. The Kajimoto's fouled off 2 since the strike that Rommie thought he had. It makes me think that his frustration in the Feliz play was also on not getting one there, in addition to simply the result. Pitch and a line drive base hit into right center. He screams at Chris Carroll as Feliz comes in to score, and it's 4-0. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 2 of the last 3 hitters he thought he had struck out, and that one in particular. And after a pair of foul balls, and Rommie's just staring and glaring, waiting for him to look back. After back-to-back fouls, of course, Kajimoto comes through with the RBI single to right center.
He's done that against the Revs multiple times this season. It's just been a frustrating batter to face.
Here's Zach Collier, and a breaking ball hooks just outside. And Rommie nodding his head yes, as he and Chris Carroll are on icy terms at the moment. That was another close one, and maybe he feels that after the reaction, Carroll closed it up on him on that pitch. The reason he was nodding his head yes, like he understood. Now back with a fastball low, and it's 2-0. I mean, he let every bit of anger out that he possibly could have, screaming in at the plate after that last hit. Had the arms flailing, the legs kicking. If there was a way to release the rage, he tried to do it. Pitch here is line to right. Calderon going back on it, jumps up, and he makes the play. Reaching up as he backpedaled deep into right. Collier hit it hard, but Calderon hauls it in. That is the first out of the inning. And the lead runner, Apodaca, tags and moves to third. And here comes Mace, who will point to the bullpen. He had Josh Judy up to get him into a game. He hasn't been in some time. And Mace coming to the mound will take the ball from Rommie, who looks right at Chris Carroll, shaking his head at him as he walks off. Hollers his way. A few choice things. What an absolutely frustrating afternoon. As he'll walk off to the far end of the dugout. And he will leave this game feeling like he should have had better results than trailing 4-0. And that is awfully frustrating. He is seeing red right about now. Josh Judy will come in. Ray, if the Revs do not come back to win this game, it'll be the 4th straight series the 3rd straight series that they've won the opening game and have not won any other ones. They're in danger of this series winless streak being extended, even though it's the 3rd straight series that they came out and won game 1.
That's pretty atypical of how a series goes. If you take game 1, typically you can at least ride that momentum into the next night and take the game after. So you have a 2-0 lead heading towards the final game, but the Revs just had not been able to catch any breaks this series, which is somewhat typical of the first half as well, but they're not hanging their heads as much, I believe, than they did in the first half. They're still putting up a fight. You like to see the energy from Rommie, that he's not hanging his head. He's got a few choice words for Chris Carroll when he was walking off, sort of like, what do you got for me now that I'm gone? You can't hassle me or make my night any more frustrating than you have already because I'm out. I expect the Revs to show some more fight here, that's for sure.
see a lot of pitchers get ejected after they're already out of the game, and I thought maybe we were headed that way again, but this game was scoreless into the 5th inning, and Lancaster has now scored 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. In the 5th inning, he thought he had Luke Hughes struck out to begin that inning. He instead walked and came around to score. And then a couple of times that happened this inning. It was Feliz who reached on the bloop double that really set things up, made it 2nd and 3rd with no outs. And it happened on Kajimoto, who came through with the 2nd RBI single. So that is 3 times that I can single out today that he thought he had a guy struck out, didn't get it, and that batter ended up doing something to produce a run. 3 of the runs. Here's Kent Mathis, who takes up high for ball 1, and they've scored a total of 4. So that's a pretty high percentage that those factors played into. 1st and 3rd, 1 out, the pitch, and a swinging a liner toward left center, and this one will carry off the wall. Man, did that thing go. And then Simmons fumbles it. 1 run already in. That'll allow a 2nd one to score, and it's now 6-0. Kent Mathis, who homered last inning, now adds a double. Sorry, I was trying to help our scorer with the ruling there. Getting back to my thought, it looked like he took an easy swing and it just flew. I couldn't believe that thing hit the fence on the fly. Hit it halfway up and caromed off, and Simmons tried to rush it back in and fumbled it as a result. Here's Mike McDade, who grounds one back to Judy on 1 hop. Looks the runner back at 2nd, hurried the throw to 1st, and Nash wasn't set. He was still getting to the bag and caught it stepping into foul territory, but had time to get back and step on 1st. It's out number 2. That double for Mathis will be 1 RBI, and Simmons charged with an error then. 3rd error. Tagged to the Revs in this one today. Judy is in, by the way, on a Maple Donuts call to the bullpen. Here's Brian Cavazos Galvez. And a slider from Judy misses up high. Galvez is 0 for 3. 3 ground balls. Floodgates open this inning. 4 runs across. And a slider upstairs from Judy makes it 2-0. This is his first appearance since last Sunday in Bridgeport. And a chopper to 3rd. Pounds reaching to the backhand, and they call it foul. He grabbed the big hop, threw it across. Fans think the hitter's out, but a delayed foul call made by Chris Carroll. Looking along the line at 3rd there. So all it is a strike, not an out. I think Mason Polo are trying to ask Pounds if he thought it was fair or not. And I'm not sure that he was even sure. It must have been that close. So it's 2-1 on the hitter. Pitch to Galvez. Oh, man, he almost killed his third base coach. DJ Boston, who's a large man, is just going to lay on the ground and cross himself after his helmet flew off. If he wasn't so tall, it may not have been as hair-raising of a shot, but Galvez just about took him out. He dove to his back to preserve his life, And as his helmet flew off, he just laid there like he might take a nap. Just needed a moment to collect himself, and he crossed himself and thanked the heavens. Here's the 2-2. And a swing and a pop foul. Talbot Nash giving it a look, but it's back into the stands, first base side. Now the 2-2, and a fastball missed just away. A full count. The Revs, 3 errors today that we mentioned. They were all on kind of strange plays. But now 87 errors on the season. They came in with 9 more than Lancaster, who has the next most. They have not made one. There's a swing and a pop foul, back and out of play. Lancaster with 75, the Revs now with 87. And the 3 today, there was a ground ball that Pounds made a nice reaching play on and then dropped it trying to make a throw, but he had done a good job just to get to it initially. And then in the 5th inning on that bunt, Paniagua rushed the flip and flipped high. Here's one up and in. It glances off Paniagua's glove to the backstop. It's ball 4 on Galvez, and Mathis will go to third base. And Paniagua charged with a pass ball on it. And then the error this inning on Simmons, trying to hurry it in from the outfield and a little juggle. So it's not like they've had through routine ground balls that they've kicked. They've kind of been strange plays, but 3 more errors nonetheless. Here's Wilson Batista, who grounds one to second. Mikey's got it. He'll toss it over to first to end the inning. But the Barnstormers send 9 hitters to the plate, and they score 4 times in the inning on 4 hits. 1 error, 2 runners left. 7th inning stretch here tonight. Lancaster in control, leading 6-0.
WellSpan has helped many professional, student, and recreational athletes stay at the top of their game. And they can do the same for you. With a full spectrum of care, including sports nutrition, concussion management, orthopedic surgery, and physical therapy, our winning team can help you prevent an injury or treat one. For immediate care, call 1-877-482-5420 or visit wellspan.org/sportsmedicine.
Basketball camps are still ongoing at York College of Pennsylvania in the Grumbacher Sport and Fitness Center. The 2nd Spartan Boys Basketball Camp will be held July 27th to July 30th. The camp for boys aged 7 to 9 will be running from 9 to 12, and the camp for boys aged 10 to 15 will be running from 9 to 4. There will also be a shooting camp hosted for both boys and girls. The Spartan Shooting Camp for boys and girls will be running August 3rd to August 6th. The camp is for boys and girls aged 10 to 18, and that will be running from 9 to 12. For registration information, visit ycpspartans.com or contact York College head men's basketball coach Matt Hunter via phone at 717-849-1614 or via email at mhunter2@ycp.edu.
Your teams all the time. York's only place for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the 7th, 6-0 Lancaster. Pete Andrelzik, the new pitcher, missing down and away on Jacob Calderon, who leads off. Lancaster with a pivotal 4-run top of the 7th, turning a close game into a 6-0 score. Brian Woodall threw 6 today, was brilliant. Pitch to Calderon is up, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. 6 scoreless, 5 hits, no more than 1 in any inning. Here's the 2-0, and a swing and a pop foul back out of play. Calderon just a hair late. No walks and 8 strikeouts for Woodall today, and to me the biggest thing was he threw sliders anytime, threw them effectively and located them. And now Andrelzik does the same and gets Calderon to swing and miss. It's 2-2. Jacob today, a ground out and a K. The pitch and a called third strike. Fastball inside corner. And Andrelzik begins his outing with a punch out. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. Bring up Nick Ferdinand. The middle third of the York order today is now 0 for 10. I'm sorry, 0 for 7 with 6 strikeouts. Here's Ferdinand, who hits a little swinging bunt to the line at third. Oh, man, Andrelzik with an outstanding play. He slid to the third base line, made a clean barehand pickup, popped up to his feet, and threw out Ferdinand by a step in one motion. And a play like that just goes to tell you it's not your day.
Oh, he's coming into this appearance, I think, motivated, as he gave up that walk-off hit by pitch in Friday's game.
Here's Talvin Nash, who swings and misses on a slider. And Woodall struck out Nash both times on sliders today. The 0-1, and he skips it in the dirt and punches himself in the leg in frustration.
Yeah, look at the pace he's working with. He immediately wanted that ball from Apodaca. He's looking to respond really strong from his appearance on Friday.
Looks like he's on speed. Next one is grounded to short. Feliz juggles it, can't pick it up, and Nash is going to be safe on an error. Andrelzik stomping up and down the mound and all jittery and fidgety and wants to go and work at a lightning pace. Very intense, evidently, as well. But the inning will continue after the error at short. Barnstormers commit their 76th. Here's James Simmons, who's 1 for 2. Smoked a single in the 5th when the Revs were only trailing 1-0 at the time, but he was then caught stealing. First pitch is in at the knees, a slider for a strike. Andrelzik, the loss on Friday night, only the second earned run that he's given up in 25 innings or something like that. The fastball just outside, 1-1. Last season, at the beginning of the year, he had all kinds of trouble at home, but on the road he was great. He's the Lancaster guy. But now he is settled in, and time called, a ball loose from the Revs bullpen, went right past first base. Andrelzik 2-2 with a 2.37 ERA in 26 outings. Opponents have hit just 211. One to Simmons, and a swing and a miss. Fastball down and in. And he tried to turn on it, and his front foot slipped a little bit. 1-2. And the pitch, that misses inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Andrelzik, who played his high school ball at Manheim Township. 2-2. And a swing and a rip towards short. Feliz will get there up the middle. Gloves it, fires to first, and the inning's over. Got Simmons to hit it off the end of the bat. And Pete Andrelzik speed walks off the mound after a scoreless 7th inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error and 1 left. We'll go to the 8th. It's 6-0 Lancaster.
Providing quality services efficiently and in a timely manner to its clients is the mission of the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins. GSLSC is equipped to handle any real estate transactions, leases, residential and commercial real estate settlements, zoning issues, and all matters involving municipalities. They are also experienced in the formation and operation of family real estate ventures that are tax sensitive to the needs of the investors. Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins is an approved title insurance agency and can provide you with title insurance and legal representation at one low cost when buying a home or investment property. Don't risk any real estate settlement without an experienced real estate attorney from the law firm of Griffith, Strickler, Lerman, Salamis & Calkins at your side. Phone 717-757-7602. They've been handling residential and commercial real estate matters in South Central Pennsylvania for more than 50 years. With mortgage interest rates at an all-time low, now is the time to buy or refinance. Phone 717-757-7602 today or visit their website, gslsc.com.
Revolution! Summer is in full swing at Santander Stadium. 2015 brings incredible entertainment, amazing giveaways, and of course, fireworks. On July 13th, gold medalist and Penn State head coach Cale Sanderson will make a special appearance on Wrestling Night. Meet him and get an autograph. See you at the Revolution game on July 13th. Revolution!
The Revolution plays here. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Go to the 8th inning, 6-0. Lancaster leads it. A great day of frustration, at least in the last couple of innings. Now the Revs will put Tyrell Harris into the game here and get another one of the new acquisitions into a game. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts here as we go to the 8th. And Harris, who we had seen as a starter parts of a couple of seasons in Bridgeport, had been pitching in relief the last couple of seasons in the American Association and was in the midst of a pretty good year this year. 2.77 ERA in 19 outings, 22 2/3 innings for Grand Prairie. And when he became available, the Revs jumped on him, and that was one of the moves over the All-Star break. And the big 6'5 righty will wind and fire on Luke Hughes, leading it off, and misses outside. I know Fletch will love him. He went to the University of Tennessee. It's the 1-0. And that's right over for a strike. Fastball at 90. Harris listed at 6'5", 240. Delivers, and a breaking ball. That hooks in for a strike. Hughes, a strikeout, 2 walks, and 2 runs. Led off the 5th and the 7th with walks and runs. The wind and the 1-2. Swing, and he fouls it back and out of play. Now, I'm not here to question the radar gun, but it said 96 on that last fastball. Harris, a 28-year-old righty. Back to the plate. And a curveball. He popped him up. Nash hustling toward the Revs dugout. Lookout dugout. And Nash makes the play. Reaching out to his left. A one-hand basket grab. One down here in the top of the 8th. Harris, a Braves draft pick out of the University of Tennessee in 2009. He made it to Double-A with Atlanta. Traded to the Cubs during the 2010 season. Reached Triple-A with the Cubs organization in 2011 and 2012. Here is Anderson Feliz, who takes a little bit high. Switch hitter now bats from the left. On the 1-0, that is up and away. Today he's 1 for 2, a bloop double last inning. After Rommie thought he had him struck out, that made it second and third with no outs, and he scored one of the runs. Ball in the dirt, handcuffed Paniagua. It's 3-0. Harris in his career at single A, a 164 ERA, at high A, 319, at double A, 297. So he's had consistent success in the minors. He fires a strike. It's 3-1. Now the pitch, and a swing at a high fly ball in right center. Simmons and Calderon approach one another. Simmons will call for it and squeezes it way over in right center field. A towering fly ball for out number 2. Juan Apodaca up next. Apodaca 2 for 3, 2 RBIs and a run scored. On our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard, Long Island up 4-2 at Somerset in the bottom of the 8th now. Sugar Land still leading Southern Maryland 1-0. They've now gone to the 6th. As Apodaca takes a strike. The Skeeters coming here tomorrow for the first of 4, and then that's it for facing those guys. The wind and the 0-1 and a half swing. Apodaca went around on it. That is one positive factor for the Revs in the second half. No trips to Sugar Land. They made 2 in the first half, which basically left them without any off days since Memorial Day. The wind and the 0-2. And a little cue ball down toward first. Nash will step up, gloves it. Harris was there, but Nash right behind him will turn and take it to the bag himself. 1-2-3, top of the 8th. And a nice Revs debut for Tyrell Harris. We'll go to the bottom half of the 8th. The Revs still trail 6-0.
Remember when the goal was to see how fast you could run home from school, play 99 straight innings of wiffle ball, or jump up onto anything? At WellSpan Health, we think making time to play is still a great goal. Being healthy is how you get there. And just in case your grown-up body can't keep up with your inner child, WellSpan Orthopedics walk-in injury care is there to help with a team specially trained in treating sprains, strains, and broken bones. If you have a WellSpan primary care physician, your visit is added to your electronic health record so your doctor may coordinate any follow-up care. You never need an appointment. And both our Apple Hill location in York and our new Hanover Orthopedics location are open evenings and weekends. You can get all the details about orthopedic walk-in injury care at wellspan.org/injury. At WellSpan Health, it's our goal to help you get healthy and stay healthy, no matter how old you are or how young you feel.
Summer is about taking time for what really matters. Spending time with the family, enjoying nature's beauty, having a healthy lawn you can be proud of, plus the time to enjoy it. With Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, you get world-class environmentally responsible lawn care from a hometown team. The result is a vibrant, beautiful lawn that turns heads and boosts curb appeal. Visit us at heritagelawnandlandscape.com.
Your home for Revolution Baseball. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Hi, this is Salvador Paniagua, and you're listening to Your Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revolution Sport Radio 1350 WOYK.
Bottom of the 8th, righty Marcus Walden comes on for Lancaster. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. 6-0 Barnstormers lead. And Drelzik a scoreless 7th after Brian Woodall went 6 rather dominating innings today. Lancaster looking to take the final 2, win 2 out of 3 in this series, and even the War of the Roses series after York had jumped out to a 7-2 lead in that thing at one point. Well, Ray, we were talking last inning, the Revs don't have any trips to Sugar Land in the second half. They will be done with them after this upcoming 4-game series, and that's one team they've had a terrible time with. Although, granted, that has been the case against more than just them so far this season. But 43 division games York has played. Lancaster's only played 31. And the unbalanced schedule, it's been the first year for it. And there's probably a lot of teams, when you look at the standings, that are not too in favor of it at this point, as Paniagua leads off and swings and tips a foul into the glove on Walden's first pitch.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Daryl, considering you have Somerset in the lead. They're at 51-21. Then right behind them are the Ducks at 47-24. Then the Blue Crabs, who led the Freedom Division in the first half, they have an overall of 44-28. Then it drops to just a game over 500, 37-36 for the Skeeters. Then after that, you have a 4-team stretch. The River Sharks, the Barnstormers, the Bluefish, and the Revs have not accrued 30 wins as of yet. The closest teams are Camden, Lancaster, and Bridgeport with 28 wins apiece.
0-2 on Paniagua after a foul tip. Pitch to him is tipped foul against his foot. Well, even in years past, one of the things that we always talked about, and you'd have stretches where you'd play the same team 7 times in 11 games, 6 in 10, maybe 7 in 10, twice in 3 series. Even that, if you catch a team at the right or wrong time, it can really lopside things. As Walden misses high, it's 2-2. Actually, it's 1-2. And let's say you catch a team that just lost a key player to Mexico or something, and you win 6 out of 7 games against them, as Paniagua fouls this one off the top of the upper deck and down to the first base coach's box. That is going to severely slight the standings in your favor during that time. Or it could go the other way, slant it against your team when maybe you're not as bad as those standings would show, if that makes sense, as Paniagua grounds one down to the Revs bullpen and right. So even in previous years, when you get those 7 out of 10 or whatever against the same team, that could really impact things significantly as well, depending on when you face a team. Here's a ball tipped. Oh, just in front of the plate. Apodaca grabbed it, tagged Paniagua, who points behind home plate where he thought it had been touched, and he's tagged out. And takes up argument with Chris Carroll, who I'm sure he hasn't been too happy with most of the day. And it's a 2 unassisted to begin the inning. Paniagua fouled off several pitches that maybe went a combined 5 feet, and he thought he had done another one there, but they call it fair, and he's tagged out. Here's Wilson Valdez, who has a sac bunt and a ground out. And the first pitch, that is a little bit high. Well, it's never going to be perfect, but there's going to be teams through this point in the season that have played the top 2 or 3 way more times than some other teams have as Valdez looks at a strike.
Well, it's interesting you say that. Looking at the win breakdown by teams, there are 3 teams in the Atlantic League who have double-digit wins against a particular opponent. Somerset has 12 wins apiece, 12 wins against Lancaster, 12 wins against Bridgeport.
Ugh.
Southern Maryland has 11 wins against the Skeeters. The Skeeters have 12 wins against York.
So a lot of beating up on one opponent that they have coincidentally faced a ton of.
But I'd expect the York win ratio for the Skeeters to even out a little bit more as we get closer toward the ends of the regular season. But still, the unbalanced schedule definitely shows itself in the breakdown wins by team.
Now Wilson Valdez will be safe on an error. He chopped one at third that hit the edge of the grass and stayed low, and Luke Hughes had to adjust. He reached down to grab it, but then his throw pulled McDade off of first. And he'll be charged with a throwing error. He looks at the lip of the grass and waves his hand at it, as if to say, whatever. Let the Barnstormers charged with their second error. He was clearly blaming the edge of the grass there. Here's Mikey Reynolds, top of the order. He grounds one to second, and right there up the middle is Kajimoto. He feeds his shortstop, and Feliz completes the double play. 4-6-3, and the error is erased on the very next pitch. Not on the stat sheet, but on the base pads. And we'll go to the ninth today. It's a 6-0 Lancaster lead.
Tennis used to be a very polite game. Today, tennis raises a racket.
Flying feet.
The style, the play, and the players are intense, athletic, and hard-charging. Flying Feet Sports Shoes welcomes the evolution of tennis and its battling players with a full line of specialty tennis shoes worthy of the new game. These aren't stand-around, look-pretty shoes. These are co-conspirators for the court. Shoes that will endure opponent after opponent, match after match. Shoes that move when and how you move and stop at your command. Shoes that fit and feel good so your feet are ready and able to take that next set. Flying Feet's team includes Asics, New Balance, Wilson, and K-Swiss in widths that fit. And the Flying Feet staff is always on the sidelines ready to help with your selection. Tennis, it's a whole new game. Be prepared to play it well.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes, just off exit 18 of I-83, right behind Domino's in York.
Listen up, people. This is the Rich Eisen Show.
He's a professional.
Give a listen to how Phil Jackson described why this pick came down.
We understand that, it might take a year, but he's willing to work.
Obviously that fully admitting that it's going to be at least a year till he does anything, and this is for a team that had its worst year, what's the word? Ever, right?
The Rich Eisen Show. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. Your county, your teams. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Top of the ninth, Bo Vaughn will take over. 6-0, the Barnstormers lead. Pitching change is brought to you by Maple Donuts. And it'll be the top of the order for Lancaster with Yusuke Kajimoto leading things off. Bo in 6 outings since returning from the oblique injury, 7 2/3 innings, 2 runs, just 5 hits. First pitch is taken low. And on that time frame, he's walked only 1 and has struck out 9. Kajimoto 1 for 4 on the day, RBI single in the 7th, and he looks at a fastball for a strike. Evens things up at 1-1. Pitch, and he got that one over. Strike called. Change up from Bo. the end of today, the Revs will have played 18 of their 28 scheduled games against Lancaster. And if they don't score 6 in the 9th, at least, the record will be even as Bo misses low. They are in danger of dropping their 7th in the last 9 against Lancaster after winning 7 of their first 9 against them. The 2-2. And a swing and a floater to shallow center. That'll drop. Kajimoto chunks one in off the end of the bat. Into shallow left center, his second hit of the day. Little flare. Over the previous 2 appearances for Bo, he had retired all 9 batters they had faced in 3 combined innings. Here's Zach Collier, who's 0 for 4. On the first pitch, a fastball. It's a strike called on the inside corner. Revs tomorrow night have Frank Gailey making the start against Sugar Land. Matt Wright will go for the Skeeters. 6:30 first pitch. Bo delivers and a swing and a miss. Good changeup. 0-2. Tomorrow night, wrestling night, featuring Olympic gold medalist Cale Sanderson. He will be here. Pre-game speech and autograph session included. Oh-2. And a misses down low. Weren't the Skeeters just here?
It feels that way, and they were, because they were here the last home stand.
How about that? Here's the 1-2. And a swing and a miss on a slider. And Bo with the strikeout, 1 away here in the top of the 9th. Tuesday night is at-line Customer Appreciation Night. Also a custom jersey auction presented by PSECU. Fans can bid on that jersey during the game, a silent auction, and win that jersey right off your favorite player's back. Wednesday night, Jurassic Park night, featuring a live animatronic dinosaur inside the stadium. Here is Kent Mathis, who takes a strike. And also Wednesday night, our crab feast in the Mezzogiorno Picnic Pavilion, provided by Captain Bob's Crabs. Pitch to Mathis is scraped foul behind the plate. And then Thursday is 11 a.m. camp day. The animatronic dinosaur will still be on the premises. And also a business person's lunch special for the day game Thursday. A field box ticket plus one of the following meals for just $18. Chicken Caesar salad with fruit cup and a drink. Club sandwich with chips and a drink. There's a ball down and in, 1-2. You can cash in on that deal by purchasing in person at the Apple Chevrolet ticket office. Or you can order online anytime, YorkRevolution.com. Here's a ground ball at third, pounds to his left. He's got it to second, to first. Reynolds turns it, and it's a 5-4-3 double play as Mathis hits into the twin killing. Bo Vaughn, a scoreless inning in the top of the 9th. And the last cuts for the Revs here in the home half of the 9th inning, trailing 6-0.
Hi, this is Tom Dasher, president of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in retirement planning and strategies to meet individual personal goals. Whether you are looking for wealth accumulation or to maximize your retirement income. Oh, heck, this is sounding just like another commercial. Hey, listen, it's this simple. We use risk-free investment vehicles, whether you are looking to still build wealth accumulation or you want retirement income or a combination of both. It is all about getting your money parked in the place that will benefit you the most. If you want to do that, call me. My office number is 246-38 879, or my mobile is 487-2096, or contact me at my new website at tomdasher.com.
Broadway Transmission? I don't know how they do it.
We've been in business for 60 years at the same location.
I don't know how they do it.
It's our long-term nationwide warranties.
Oh, and don't forget our online appointment scheduling.
I still don't know how they do it.
They toted my van at no cost with my repair.
It's our ATRA certified technicians. Don't forget the good-looking genius in the office.
Come on, man.
I know they help me with financing. Still, with my bad credit, I don't know how they do it.
I did my research and felt comfortable that Broadway is a AAA approved specialty repair shop. I showed my AAA card and saved some hard-earned cash.
I was happy to get a $100 rebate in the mail after the job was done.
I sure don't know how they do it, but I do know they get it done, and they get it done right.
Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and back on the road fast. Check us out on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Join me, Steve Zabin, mornings at 6 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Daniel put that one in there.
And you forgot to get rid of it.
Up. We go to the bottom of the ninth. 6-0. Lancaster leads. Right-hander Scott Patterson, the new pitcher, will face no relation Eric Patterson leading off. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. And Scott Patterson, the 6'7" righty, fiddles for the grip, steps back, winds and delivers, and misses high. Eric Patterson, 1 for 3 with an infield hit today. Pounds and Calderon do as well. And the 1-0 swung on, popped up foul, and this will carry back and out of play. Patterson, he's been quite the fixture in Lancaster over his career, various stages of that career. A 1-1 and a swing and a miss on a fastball. He went from a guy who had been in the Frontier League, who was part of Lancaster's inaugural team. He started that season, later would close during that season. Looking for the grip, he's got it. The 1-2, and a swing and a foul out of play to the left. And then he would get picked up and make it to the majors with the Yankees after his time in Lancaster. And again, trying to find the grippage. Comes home and misses high. They appeal to third, and Patterson held off. 2-2. Returned to Lancaster last season after he had been out of the game. And here he is again. Having a pretty good year. 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Off the glove, though, of Apodaca all the way to the backstop, and Patterson will make it without a throw. A strikeout wild pitch. It was in. That might have to be a pass ball. But either way, Patterson is on at first base to begin the 9. It was not a foul tip. And Brian Pounds up next. Scott Patterson, at least he was having a better year last time we saw them. He is 0-3, a 4.13 ERA, coming in 24 outings with a save. But it's been tough against York. Here's Brian Pounds, who's 1 for 3. And the first pitch, and misses away. Against the Revs coming in, 5 scoreless innings, just 3 hits, and his only save of the year. 1-0 pitch. And a curveball right down the middle for ball 2. I believe it fooled Chris Carroll, who now has to hear about it from Apodaca. Two balls, no strikes. And Patterson to the plate, and a swing and a miss. Pounds with a good rip at it, and it's 2-1. Junk mail. Like most of it. Patterson had turned 36 last month. Here's the 2-1. And a check swing. Tap back to the mound. He'll throw to second for one, and it's dropped. But they say Kajimoto had it and dropped it, reaching in to pull out to throw to first. They do get the lead out. Pounds didn't mean to. It was an excuse me check swing. He couldn't believe he put it in play. They do get the lead out 1-4 on the out at second base. Now Pounds is on with one out. Jacob Calderon, the hitter. He's 0 for 3 on the day. And Patterson, after his time in Lancaster, he had made it to the majors with the Yankees and then the Padres, for being acquired by San Diego that same season in 2008. There's the stretch. First pitch to Calderon is down low. He had gotten picked up from Lancaster again then in 2010. He did it again. The Mariners selected him. There's the 1-0. And a swing and a pop-up. Foul ground. It's Hughes from third coming down into foul territory and squeezing it. About halfway in toward home plate. And the Revs are down to their final out. Nick Ferdinand will try to keep things going as far as continuing the game. He's 0 for 3. Patterson returned last season, made 17 appearances, and he's been there all year this year. And first pitch to Ferdinand, that's over for a strike. To finish off a combined shutout is what he's attempting. Brian Woodall in line for the win. Now the 0-1 and a curveball. It bends in for a strike. 0-2. I feel like they've all been basically pinpoint with their breaking stuff all day. It's a tough way to hit. Give them some credit for that. The pitch, and it's down and in. They may have crossed up Apodaca. Or either, if not that, just how badly he missed his spot. Supposed to be down away, it was down and in. I think Apodaca got that one on the thumb. Patterson was upset with himself. Barnstormers will be hosting Long Island. They head home this week, including wrapping up the first half with that suspended game that's still out there. Now the 1-2. Swung on and drilled deep to left, and it is gone. Nick Ferdinand breaks up the shutout. Home run number 7 of his season. A line shot over the arch nemesis in left. And it's 6-2 as Ferdinand crosses the plate. And he was all over it. Down to the final out, it makes a winner out of Melissa Filbert on our Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care Home Run Contest. Congrats, Melissa. Stop by the Apple Chevrolet ticket office at your convenience during normal business hours, and the prize is yours. Here's Talvin Nash, and a breaking ball from Patterson hooks in for a strike. Nash 0 for 3 today with a pair of Ks. He had hit a home run last night. And the 0-1 fastball, it's a called strike. Very borderline, up and away. Drew a look back from Nash. That was the first home run given up by Patterson all season. 0-2. And a curveball. He fouls it just over the net and back out of play. Ferdinand leading the team with his 7th. And he has done that after joining the team in early June. I almost forgot the 200th arch nemesis home run by a Revs hitter. And now a swing and a miss as Patterson goes up high and gets Nash to climb. And that'll end it. Ferdinand, the 2-run homer in the 9th to break up the shutout, but the Barnstormers win the final 2 games in this series. Another series loss for the Revs. The series winless streak is up to 10, and they fall to 1-2 in the second half. A 6-2 final here today. 6-2, your final score. Barnstormers line up and slap 5. Revs will try to rebound with the Skeeters coming in for 4. And stay tuned. Our post-game show follows next.